Satan! Satanus! Beelzebub! Followers of the Dark Lord, my infernal children, scions of hellfire, our time is at hand. Tonight, the Dark Lord Lucifer, Morning Star, Infernus, guides us in our demonic purpose. Tonight we rise. Tonight, our long-awaited plan comes into full effect. Tonight, we release the first edition of the Dungeons & Dragons Player Manual.
Satan.
Imagine it, my minions.
Oh, Jesus H. Dicks, I've lost my teleprompter. Can I have tech support up here? Who is anybody? Marge? Have you seen Richard today?
Okay, all right, let's tighten up here, everybody.
Okay.
Imagine it, my minions. Thousands of pale teenage boys hidden away in basements, scribing incantations, summoning demons, hidden from the doleful eyes of their Christ God, listening to the infernal melody of 1971's Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, driven mad by the mournful satanic tune, and guided directly into the arms of
Satan!
Yes, Satan. I was going to say that, Satan. Other points of business, movies. The Exorcist was a big hit this year, huh? We've got Oscar buzz, Academy Awards, the cursed window into the sickly mind of the American people. In music, we've got, this is a good one. Iron Maiden is getting popular. Ron Halford is gay. He's gonna turn all those little teenage metalheads queer, and then Satan can fly right up their butts. Okay, well, that concludes our monthly meeting of the Friends of Satan Society. If anyone has any other terrifying evil ideas for how to spread the venomous word of the Prince of Darkness, we have a suggestion box by the bulletin board. And Marge brought pound cake today, so everyone say thanks to Marge. If you have time, please stay for the orgy, okay? Carl's been planning this for weeks. It's gonna be a real good one. And remember, any satanic donations you make, please make sure to sign the checks to our new front organization, Belongo LLC. Hey everyone, welcome back to Delete Everything Podcast, our house of worship dedicated to conjuring the dark powers of Blong. I am your eminence, Dark Bishop Patrick Wall, and with me, as always, is my priest of pain,
Riley Bowen.
And we have a guest tonight, by the way, a recent convert to our church, and priest of pain Riley's first bloodletting of the night. Jake Teeters is here. Hello. Tonight, we will read the scriptures of Blong to you until you are purged of your childish lack of knowledge and are filled with fresh understanding of the things you've forgotten, deleted, or omitted from your consciousness. You will be filled also with Blong's love and his seed. Blong. Before we can do that, I do have to thank everyone who has left reviews, ratings, Spotify comments, etc. If you are listening and liking and want to let us know, we would really love that. It fucking helps us so much more than you can imagine. So we've also got photos and videos and stuff that we post on our Instagram every week. You can find that at Delete Everything Podcast. We do a post every week when an episode drops, don't we, Riley?
Yes.
We do.
Oh, okay, mostly, maybe, 2 on a week sometimes.
Sometimes we forget for a week.
You know what? The fucking episodes sell themselves. I don't gotta post Instagram shit right away all the time. Okay, maybe I posted last week's today with this week's.
Played a little catch up.
It looks great.
So,
I want people to look at it and go, oh shit, I'm missing this too. I haven't seen.
Well, we do that. That correlates to these episodes. So if you're listening and you're wondering who a person is or what they look like, you can jump on there and see. And while you're there, give us a follow. So we're still working out the YouTube comment. The audio episodes are all up, but we're trying to make it a cooler experience on YouTube. So bear with us on that. And if you want even more of our insane, stupid takes on wacky things that you may or may not know anything about, join us on Patreon, where we drop a bonus episode every week. They're shorter, 40 minutes-ish episodes. Yeah, we have a good time there.
Yeah, tune in this week to just hear us talk about video games for like an hour.
Do I get like a trial to that since I'm on here this time?
No, you don't.
No, I still have to pay.
Absolutely not. No way. It would be offensive to Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't disappoint Mike. Last thing, we are coming up pretty quickly on our 1-year anniversary. And we want to try something on that day. Our first ever live stream where past guest Brian Velez, who was on our children's horror episode, number 13, I think, is
He was the one that sounded like this.
We're going to give him a very limited amount of time to do a rundown of every episode we put out in year 1. And he hasn't listened to any of them, so that's the
There's
best
no
part.
way he's listened to any of them.
One of our absolute best friends is, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
It's like 100 hours.
He's gonna try to binge them.
Yes.
He's gonna try to binge it.
When I told him that he was 100% on the hook for that, he was like, and I was like, no, I was like, you don't watch him at this point. Like you haven't watched or you haven't listened to any of them.
If you
don't do
listen
it. He's
to
like,
him
I listened to some of them, but I'm gonna listen to some. I was planning on getting around to it. I was like, okay.
Waking second to listen to them, it would still take weeks.
Yeah, he'll try it.
So
listen to the good parts.
and we'll do some Q&A stuff and, just hang out and chat with you guys if we actually get anyone to join us. So we're going to do that probably on YouTube Live. We'll have more details on that in the coming weeks. Just wanted to put that in your head starting today. So with that being said, let's tie up Jake and get some of this blood out of him, huh?
Please.
How's what's the weekly update there, bud?
What, my week?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, same. Been a weird one.
I rode some go-karts yesterday.
I went to a bunch of museums yesterday and got way too drunk, and now I'm way too hungover.
You know what's fucking crazy is that actually sounds like my day, and the go-kart thing sounds like your day.
What?
I'm saying, like, going to museums and getting drunk was like my jam my entire life.
I'm
Never
a
too
little
late.
offended at this picture
listen,
you try and
you're
paint of me as like
you're
I'm just some meathead, like, go ride go-karts. Woo!
What are you talking about? I'd never paint you as a meathead. You're an intellectual bro. It's a different thing.
You referred to me as a bro on one episode.
You're
I was
literally
like, I'm not a
wearing
bro.
like board shorts and like a fucking tank top right now.
Can
It's
confirm.
summertime in Florida.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
like I'm wearing jeans and a band shirt because
Well,
that's my culture.
You're a fucking. First of all, I would defer you to what I usually wear, which is jeans and a band t-shirt.
Yeah, but look at you right now. I'm broing it up.
It's hot and I'm hungover.
Do you have
I
gold
was like,
earrings in right now?
I do.
As an intellectual, did you at least study something about go-karting before you went?
That's his. You went
I was
go-karting.
go-karting.
I went to museums.
Oh.
Actually,
Multiple museums.
In a way, the go-kart thing was at a museum. It's this place in Orlando.
Fast little Orlando
I
cars.
can't remember what the fuck the place is called. It's like an arcade, but it's also a big car museum. It's got a bunch of like wild fucking old time. They had like Hudson Hornets and shit, like old school. Like
I like that. That's the only car that you know. Old car.
the Hudson Hornet.
The Hudson
'Cause you
Hornet
watched-
because it was in
'cause you watched
cars.
Pixar's Cars.
No, actually, it's because of the song "Two Fat Guys in a Hudson Hornet." Have you ever heard that one?
No.
Two fat guys in a Hudson Hornet.
That
going
sounds like
on
an
down
AI
the road.
slop
Yeah,
song.
That's
okay.
100%.
Are you aware that it came from the Hudson department store?
No,
Did you
it
know
sounds
that?
like an AI slop song.
It's not. It's a guy.
I like
We're
it.
in a Hudson
But
Hornet,
the Hudson.
sucking each other off.
Is that my dog over there?
Fucking the Hudson department store.
Ran out of gas and he pulled out his ass. What?
The Hudson department store. Like department stores like Sears and shit used to produce cars. And the
Yes.
Hudson Hornet was like the Packard Goose and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like these
Well,
were
Packard was.
Well, Packard was another thing, but
different.
yeah, but Packard was
Sears used to sell houses.
yeah. My grandparents had a Sears and Roebuck house.
Yeah, they come in a box and you just be like, oh,
I guess
let's
I'll
put our
this
house
fucker
together. Yeah.
My grandparents didn't put the Sears and Roebuck's house up. Somebody else did, and
Right,
they died in the house. So they bought a Sears and Roebuck's house,
Jesus Christ.
That's awesome.
and it was haunted.
Gross. Jake, do you want to tell us about your week?
Yeah, sure. I was in upstate New York.
Hold on, I'm not done. This little museum had the Flintstones car from both Flintstones the film and Viva Rock Vegas. Okay,
John Goodman's ass has been in that car.
That car doesn't even have brakes.
there was. Yeah, if John Goodman's
Is it a car?
there's also a tank from a James Bond movie.
Hey, just one of them.
Yeah, like a Pierce Brosnan one, I think. There's a car that had like a clown on it.
Okay.
I'll show you some. I didn't take any pictures, but I'll tell you about the place, and you can go check it out.
I'll show you some projections of my mind.
It was pretty cool.
I was in upstate New York all last week.
What are you doing up there? By the way, this time of year, upstate New York is gorgeous.
It was gorgeous, but
Yeah.
there was a heat wave for 2 days,
Yeah.
and it was hotter
That's
than it was down
right.
here.
That's right. I happened to be grabbing lunch the other day, and some fat New Yorker sat next to me at the bar and immediately started
They
chatting
all
me
are.
up. Yeah, and he was like,
Hey, yo, what you got going on there?
he
with
was
this
talking about, he's a snowbird. Him and his wife are snowbirds. And he was talking
fucking
about how
snowbird over
they
here.
normally head back up in like early May, but it was unseasonably cold all through May in New York. And then he was like, and then like a couple days ago it was like 50 degrees. And then all of a sudden, like 2 days ago, fucking 100 degrees. And I'm like, rad.
It's
bro.
only cool if you have to experience it, right? Like that's it, you only give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was experiencing, it was like 97, 98
Yeah,
up
as
there.
someone who lives from
Nice.
Florida, I was like, oh no, 100 degrees in summer. You fucking poor fat fucker.
Here's what he neglected to tell you, was that there's no fucking humidity.
Yeah.
So it's
I-
fine.
It's like it was nice. It was
I
like
told
a
him
nice
about our
day.
podcast, so hopefully this is the first episode he listens to.
yeah, fuck you.
Hey, bitch, old New York ass bitch.
I hope your sandwich tastes like shit.
I hope that you're enjoying the show, sir.
Yeah. But no, other than those 2 days, it was beautiful. Had some campfires, ate some schmores.
Where about in New York were you?
About an hour and 45 minutes outside of Albany.
Nice.
Yeah, in the Adirondacks.
Nice.
Yeah. Super nice, super
So that's an
secluded.
entire forest that's just made out of chairs.
How'd you know?
It's a
Have you
mountain
been there?
range made out of
Yeah,
chairs.
yeah.
Have you been there?
That's
Just
where
stacks and stacks
that's where
of
they grow the
chairs.
Adirondack chairs. Yeah.
To be fair, I saw some baby Adirondacks that
Uh-huh.
hadn't fully ripened. So I brought them back with me, and hopefully I'm gonna put them in a paper bag, and hopefully they they ripen up.
Get them right fast.
Yeah.
I used to date
Was-
a girl. I used to date a girl from just outside Lake Placid.
Okay. Yeah. This is
kind of a little
is like
further
a
up
good
there,
vacation
but-
destination.
yeah.
Shut up.
Everything up
Shut
there
up.
is some sort of name like that, though.
Yeah.
I'll be
Shut
honest
up.
with you. It's like you just come up with like blah 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 blah, like some sort of
When I was staying
noise your mouth makes, and that's the name of their city.
when I stayed in Massachusetts,
I was gonna say that sounds like more of a Massachusetts.
when
thing.
I stayed in Massachusetts, the city I stayed in was called Taunton,
yeah,
Taunton.
yeah,
But I
Taunton.
immediately read it as Taunton,
Taunton, yeah.
right?
and everybody there's like
Taunton.
Taunton. We live in
Taunton.
Taunton.
Massive.
Taunton,
We live in Taunton.
not Taunton. But the Taunton is what Han Solo had to cut open.
We live in Worcester.
We already
to
know.
warm up Luke Skywalker.
We live in Worcester. I'm like, how is that word 2 syllables? You can't say that word in 2
Worcester?
syllables. We live in Worcester.
Worcester, Shire,
Shire. Sauce.
Denville.
Up there in massive two shits.
Stupid. Do we want to hop into this bitch?
I mean, yeah, but
yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
I requested that I didn't know what the topic was.
Oh, do you not know?
Well, I've kind of gathered it's about Satan.
Yeah, we're doing the Satanic Panic of the 80s and 90s.
Mhm.
The history of it, the impacts of it, etc. It's not just a fucking plot line in Stranger Things. It was real. It was stupid. It was real stupid.
Wait, is Stranger Things real?
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
biography,
that's what I'm
or
saying.
it's a
Stranger Things
documentary?
is all real.
Poor
Yeah.
Eddie.
Aw.
Which one's Eddie?
The one
Oh,
with
the
the
one that
guitar.
Fucking cool one.
The one that was like the Satan guy.
Yeah, that guy was rad.
Yeah. I don't think I watched that episode or that season.
I would actually true story. I think the reason that my daughter is into fucking like black eyeliner and like being
because of Stranger
gothy and
Things?
shit is because of Eddie from Stranger Things.
Wow.
God bless him.
Yeah, fucking cool. All right.
Well, like I
took
said,
her to a punk rock show the other day. She loved it. It's
it
like,
was a real stupid thing that ruined a whole bunch of people's lives.
Stranger Things.
Yes.
I mean, maybe Finn Wolfhard.
Also, the Satanic Panic of the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
Oh.
Finn Wolfhard?
Yeah, the goofiest looking fucking kid with the best name of all time.
You're making me Finn Wolfhard.
Finn Wolfhard, he plays Mike on Stranger Things. He's one of the kids.
That's his real name?
His name's Finn Wolfhard. That's almost as good as Dick Warlock.
Probably why he got cast.
More than likely, yeah.
We gotta get this Finn Wolfhard in here. I don't care what he looks like.
I
Don't
will
care
say,
how he acts.
I bet you when the fucking casting director was like, "Hey, come in send the next kid in. We got a Finn Wolfhard. Oh fuck! All right, yeah, bring this kid." And then he's like, "Yeah, okay, that's good."
I don't know. I feel like all those Hollywood kids have weird names.
Except Finn Wolfhard came in. He's like, "Hello."
Yeah. Yeah. After Finn Wolfhard
My
was like,
asthma, good for this.
Looks like a wet chihuahua.
Yeah. It's like if a turtle walked around without a shell.
Jesus.
Oh, bother.
There's a fucking Finn Wolfhard. There was some kid named, I don't know, Teal Schnitzel. There's a fucking.
It's Galen Maserati, I think.
Yeah. That was one of them too. It was just fucking all a bunch of Hollywood kid names.
Galen Mandalorian, Galen
Is that the guy without the teeth?
Lazarazzo. Yeah, something like that. His name's Galen.
That's awful. Why would you do that?
Galen is the name of the main character in the movie Dragon Slayer, which is cool, which is a great 80s name.
Sure. But it's not a great name to have as a kid.
No.
Possibly not, unless you happen to be wildly rich and famous because you were on some dumb show.
That's how he got teeth?
Yeah, you think that like fucking he goes to school and people are like, oh, Galen.
Probably.
Or, yeah, he'd be like, yeah, hey, bodyguard.
Yeah, kids are
fucking
fucking
take this kid out.
shits.
He doesn't go to fucking school.
That's true.
If he goes to school, it's like in a private classroom. And he's being
Yeah, you're probably right. It's a good thing that all child stars go on to have vast, vast success for the rest of their lives.
some of them.
Or dying with drugs.
Yeah.
Christian Bale.
Was he a child star?
Yeah, dude, you never saw Empire of the Sun? It's not Empire of the Sun. Is it
I was
Empire
gonna
of the
say,
Sun?
no, that's a
Don't ask me. I'm
movie
not
about
good with
fucking
these.
Hiroshima.
No,
I think,
yeah, it's
or some
Empire.
shit like
It is
that.
Empire of the Sun. Empire of the Sun is Steven Spielberg movie starring Christian Bale, and he was like 7.
I don't feel like that movie's old enough for that.
It is.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Also, he was in Newsies.
Was he really?
Yeah, he's
Fucking
the
crazy.
newsie.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these movies until you turn them on.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Christian Bale ones.
I'm bringing you the news, ma'am. Here's the news.
That's exactly how it sounds.
Where's Rachel? Yeah. Fucking.
Have you seen the news? Batman's at it again.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so where does this fucking ridiculous phenomenon begin and why? I think.
First off, that before everything, there was darkness. And then God said, let there be light.
I don't think we're going to go that far back. But it is important to like point out right from the get-go that we as a country, as a society, right, as a species in general, have a very deep, deep, deep history of submitting to these moral panics in general, right? Satanic Panic is just one of like a long list as far back as we can remember.
Yeah, one of our
Like-
earliest episodes, we talked about how an entire fucking town of Catholics in Russia set themselves on fire over this exact kind of shit.
I mean, just in this country, we've had fucking witch trials. The freeing of the slaves there's a huge moral panic around, well, what are they going to do? They're going to fucking, integration of black people into, quote, white society in the 60s, the Red Scare. We had a sexual revolution in the 50s. We had the dangers of rock and roll. We had multiple immigration panics. Fucking kids eating Tide Pods. Everybody is going to get HIV, AIDS, war on terror, QAnon, Pizzagate, critical race theory. You fucking name it, right? There was just a whole history of moral panic.
Now there's even fucking every other year, I think there's like an internet thing that's like, there's a new viral game that kids are killing themselves over or some shit.
Yeah.
Which is not happening.
But if they're that stupid, let them.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast, Jake. I'm only going to encourage the death of children if they're my enemy's children.
Right. Whereas
That's true.
That's a clear delineation. We make a moral stand on this. We will not kill any children or endorse the death of any children that are not the children of people
Of our enemies.
that are our enemies
Right.
specifically.
Whereas I'm going to use our YouTube page to launch a new viral, what do they call it? Like a viral,
Suicide game?
no, just a viral challenge.
Oh.
Called,
like the ice bucket
yeah,
challenge?
yeah, called Nail Your Balls to the Fence.
I hope I get to see that.
Just email
Very
it to
soon.
Steve-O. He's the only one who
No,
makes the video.
no. I believe it's deleteeverythingpodcast@gmail.com.
It is. You're right. I didn't say that at the top of the show. Thank you, Jake. Long time, first time, guys. So, yes, we had all these stupid motherfucking, what do we call it? Just fucking moral panic shit, right? So the commonality between all of these things is that usually it's like one single terrible event that happens. That event puts a microscope on a specific group, that despite not having anything to do with that event, the event in question, we go, ooh, they're bad, scary, whatever, hostile. And then that group or subculture then dominates the media, which underlines the differentness of this group. It's super convoluted.
I have
isn't it?
never
Yeah.
lived through anything even remotely like that right now.
No, yeah. And then they're different from normal, hardworking, God-fearing Americans. And, this group that's a threat based on one isolated event is exaggerated. And, then all of a sudden it's the worst thing we're ever going to see or the worst thing we're ever going to hear. And it's sensationalized. And then we end up with a fucking moral panic, right?
Yeah.
Satan.
Fear sells. People jump on the fucking bandwagon, lickety split. And, ask any adult who was a goth kid in April of 1999.
What?
Were you a goth
Y2K?
kid?
No, Columbine.
Oh,
yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, how quickly people went from
Goddamn,
you're
trench-
weird to you're
Trench
dangerous.
coats were so cool too.
Yeah,
Up until
like
then.
literally overnight. I remember the goth kids at my school.
Uh-huh.
Like it was like overnight. It went from they're weird to like,
You're like,
oh
these
my
guys
god,
are
they're gonna
fucking
kill us.
kill us,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
That's
being
all
like,
it
what are you
takes.
fucking talking about?
That is
dude?
all it takes.
Exactly. So to bring it back to today's relevant topic.
Well, that's the same. Sorry to.
No, yeah.
It's the same thing as like the AIDS epidemic, or the
100%.
AIDS scare. Is like
100%.
it went from gays being like ew, icky to like, oh, it'll fucking give me AIDS. Get away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't touch me. I'm gonna get AIDS.
Yeah.
Or not only that, people who got gayed.
People
AIDS.
who got gay.
I almost said people who got gay AIDS. People who got AIDS from some other, what was his name? Fuck, dude. There
That
was a
Tom
kid.
Hanks in the movie Philadelphia.
No. There was a kid who got HIV from a blood transfusion
Because
he was a hemophiliac
Mm.
in the 80s. And like his fucking family was harassed like a motherfucker
yeah.
by the whole community because, can't come to the school anymore. He's going to give all the kids AIDS. Your son's a homosexual. Like they're fucking like
Right.
trying to firebomb this kid's house over like a hemophiliac that got a blood transfusion and got HIV, which is fucking horrible
Yeah.
to begin
That's
with.
horrible.
I know another story about a doctor who fucking slipped with a scalpel doing surgery and cut himself during surgery on somebody with AIDS and fucking contracted it.
Jesus.
You know this person?
No, I know the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez. Because I was gonna say, don't touch him.
Fuck.
Well, you can touch him.
I'm joking.
Don't fuck him. You know what? Do fuck him, but use a condom.
Delete this entire section, Drew.
You know what?
Huh.
Fuck him without a condom.
Maybe I will.
Yeah.
He's a doctor. He's got things to offer.
Like AIDS.
So, like I said,
I'm fucking sorry I brought it up.
we're gonna bring this. We're gonna center this back to our topic today, right? So, what was the perfect storm that caused the Satanic Panic that kind of went through the 80s and 90s?
George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg.
Why?
The Perfect Storm?
Oh,
The
Jesus.
Ron Howard film.
Christ.
Golly.
So stupid. George Clooney
David-
and Mark Wahlberg.
Jonathan Fichtner is in there as well.
So it's hard to find a starting point on this because there's, like I said, there's always been like subcultures that operate outside the norms, but like still keep themselves close enough like that they aren't on most people's radars. So I tend to think that the slow buildup started in the late 60s because that's when you start seeing like bop, 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 like one thing after another, right? So fucking Anton LaVey, who's a fucking hack, started the Church of Satan in 1966.
Satan.
And most people didn't know and didn't care. Like I said, he's one of these subcultures that just like was off the radar enough that nobody really gave a fuck, right?
You could be
Until-
a fucking weird asshole back in the day, and nobody would even look at you for
Right.
the longest time.
Right.
In the fucking 60s, you're like dressing like Anton LaVey, shaving your head, and fucking do a weird Fu Manchu mustache.
Yeah.
It's like I am
It's like, what a
evil. People would
fucking
be like, all right,
stupid, dumb
fucking
asshole.
stay in your house.
The Church
asshole.
of
The fuck?
Satan.
Stupid bitch. So, like I said, nobody gave a fuck until 1969 when a couple of things happened, right? For one,
Iggy and the Stooges released their album self-titled.
no, that had nothing to do with Satanic Panic, I don't think. But the string of weird ritualistic killings by the Manson cult,
Oh yes,
the Tate LaBianca murders, that was one. You know, mostly there was no real reason for those killings. You know, it was just like a fucking thrill kill.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things that fucking Manson knew the Wilson brothers that lived in that house before.
Because he was trying to be part of the Beach Boys.
Or what's his name? Fucking the director, Rosemary's Baby. Fucking just child predator that just recently got arrested in Europe. Polanski, yeah. So
Roman Polanski.
Yeah, Roman Polanski and his wife Sharon Tate moved into that house after the Wilsons moved out, and fucking Manson went to that house looking for the Wilsons. Brian Wilson, R.I.P. by the way, just died like last week.
Yeah. Brian Wilson, who played music with him, and then was like, "You're
fucking weird,
your
man.
music sucks,
Your
dude.
music
Go to
sucks,
the desert.
excuse me."
Yeah.
But yeah, so Manson showed up looking for him, and can't remember the name of the guy, but the guy that was like Sharon Tate's friend who was there answered the door. Was like, "Excuse me." He's like, "Is Brian here?" He's like, "No, go away." And it pissed Manson off. So he's like, "You know what? Go kill those fucking guys."
Jesus. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so like I said, there was no real. It was a thrill kill. There was no real like reason, and it was conducted by a bunch of young, kind of neglected at home, lonely kids who reveled in getting attention because they never fucking had it before. You know.
Yeah.
So if you can't get attention by being good, I'll get it by being bad. You know, you fucking want a problem? Got one now, bud.
Sure, I'll murder a bunch of people in it.
So, but that same year,
Daddy
Anton
never loved me. I'm gonna go murder some people.
Right.
Okay.
That same year, Anton LaVey releases his fucking.
It's good to have a guest.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
same year, LaVey releases his fucking hacky ass Satanic Bible. So that was all 69.
I've got a question. Is LaVey the same guy that had the statue erected in Denver?
No,
No. Okay. Are you getting to that at some point?
no.
No. Okay. I'll bring it up later.
Are you talking about the horse?
No, I'm talking about, was it Baphomet? Didn't he have?
That's no. So you're thinking of the
I don't think
Satanic
that's at
Temple.
yeah, that's.
That's different. We've talked
It's
about
a
this
different
before on
church.
the show. There's a diametrical opposition between the Church of Satan and the Satanic Temple. The Church of Satan is like, we are Satanists, Satan.
Right.
And then the Satanic Temple is like political activists
Oh, that's
that
right.
use the mantle of Satan to
Gotcha.
oppose
When
religious
people go
fucking,
over the
like,
top
bullshit, yeah.
Christian, like,
Yeah. Now I do
then
know
they go, well, okay, if you're going to do that, then Satan can be on stuff
Yeah,
too,
exactly.
right?
and I do think that most, and this is just, I mean, I'm going back. I didn't do any research because I didn't want to know what the topic was. But
It's Satan.
yeah, I found that out. They don't have.
It's manic panic hair dye
They don't have. Jesus.
from the 80s and 90s.
Wow. Their values aren't very far off from Christianity.
No,
They-
yeah,
the-
they're much more like, hey, be nice to just
Yeah,
be fucking
exactly.
cool, dude.
The Church
Yeah.
of Satan?
yeah.
Yeah.
Not the
Church of
Church of Satan, the
The
Satanic,
Satanic Temple?
Yeah.
Satanic
Yeah.
Temple is not a religious organization. It's
Yeah.
a political activist
Yeah, yeah.
organization.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's all 1969. Oh, also, like, I want to say 68, Rosemary's Baby came out,
Mm.
right? In the 70s.
Interesting connection.
Right?
Roman Polanski releases Rosemary's Baby in the next year. Satanists.
Yeah. In the 70s, you get the string of wild, sort of psychologically fucky horror movies, right? All based around Satan. So, off the back of Rosemary's Baby, you also have The Exorcist. You also have The Omen. You also have some very high profile serial killers in the 70s and the 80s.
Mhm.
You've got child disappearances, and the news is reporting more of those than it had previously. So, as far as sensationalizing it, I mean, I can't really speak to that. Like, if there's a bunch of kids being abducted, I think it's a good thing for the general public to know when and where. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, if there's been a fucking string of murders and all clues seem to point to one person doing it, I think that's probably a good thing. Like, I would like to know that that's going on. But, on the
Not
other
me, baby. Put the blinders on. Keep me happy.
on the other hand, the news media knows as well as anyone else that fear and sensationalism fucking sells papers. You know what I mean?
It's
News and
10
whatever.
p.m. Do you know where your children
Yeah.
are at?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that they didn't have any incentive to not be sensationalist about reporting stuff like this. So all of these things are full swing. Oh, and we have an influx of women entering the workforce instead of staying at home
Satan.
in the 70s and 80s. So all of this craziness is loaded up on the fucking crazy train, and it's just choo-chooing down the fucking tracks.
Ozzy Osbourne, Satan.
When,
Going off the rails.
when the book Michelle Remembers comes out in 1980. Do you guys know the book Michelle Remembers?
I don't read.
Michelle Remembers. I had
never heard of this
yeah.
book. This is kind of what set the whole fucking thing off.
Oh, shit.
In 1980, Michelle Remembers, which was a book co-written by a psychiatrist named Lawrence Pazder and his patient Michelle Smith, comes out.
Pazder. P-A-Z-D-U-R?
D-E-R. P-A-Z-D-E-R.
D-E-R.
Very close to pastor.
Red Paz. What? There's a Satan in there somewhere. You know it. It's got a Z. Z.
So yeah, buckle up for the fucking absurdity that is this book, which, by the way, became a fucking bestseller. So according to this book, Pazder started treating Smith in 1973. She came to him because she was depressed after suffering from a miscarriage, right?
Smith is the other person who wrote the book.
Michelle Smith. So he was a psychologist. She was a patient.
And she remembers.
They both wrote this book.
They both wrote this book.
Okay.
And it's about Michelle remembering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So she has a miscarriage. She comes to him as a patient, psychologist, and they start doing, just regular therapy shit,
Boning.
right?
They're boning.
You did say fucking.
I did not say fucking.
You just did.
Did not say fucking.
They start fucking doing therapy. Not fucking therapy, just regular therapy. So at some point, Smith tells Pazder that she feels like she's got something to tell him.
Oh.
Something important.
Mm-hmm.
But
She's pregnant.
Again. Problem or blessing.
I'm going to have the baby this time.
But
Father, don't preach.
So she's got something to tell him. It's something important, but she doesn't know what it is. Right? So she just has this feeling like, I'm supposed to tell you something important, but I don't know what's going on, right? So shortly after that session, Pazder recounts them having a session where Smith screamed nonstop for 25 minutes and then started speaking in the voice of a 5-year-old. That would be the point where I'd be like, okay, well, I can't see you anymore.
Yeah.
This is
Here's your bill.
your whole 30-minute session was you screaming for 25 of it and then being like, I want a binky. I'm a binky baby for fucking the last 5 minutes.
Sounds like they're fucking.
I was like,
Yeah.
time is up. Okay, that's
So he says, instead of what I would have done, he says, okay, we're going to do some, quote, I'm using a quote here, recovered memory theory, which, by the way, is a fully fucking debunked pseudoscience.
pseudoscience. Yeah,
Is that like a hypnosis sort of thing?
Yes. It's
Okay.
based around hypnosis.
like
Oh,
past life regression kind of shit.
Yeah, it's weird shit like that. So over the next year and 2 months, they spend over 600 hours doing hypnosis sessions.
That's 6 times as many hours as we have.
That's
of
over-
podcasts.
that's
that
over
Brian
10
hasn't
hours a
listened
week.
to.
Yeah, Brian.
That's over 10 hours a week.
That's a lot. Of
So-
just like, I'm a little baby. Ooh,
Is-
ooh, bloop, bloop, bloop.
Is any of this recorded? Can we listen to it?
I mean, I'm sure it's recorded somewhere. I don't know where, but
I would love to listen.
What if you found the recordings and it really is Michelle just being like, I am a little baby, 5 years old. Michelle, stop it.
God
Michelle,
damn
stop
it.
Will you
This
please
is-
stop?
It's been 23 minutes.
Someone
Fuck.
puts baby in the corner.
Here's the question. Was she doing regular 5-year-old or was she trying to do like the sexy, like, ooh, you want to speak
I-
it on her hiney?
For the case of this argument, I like to think that she was doing the sexy version.
Which is the
Which
weirdest
is
thing.
worse.
What-
It's like so much
Makes
worse.
it better.
who's turned on by that?
well,
Dr.
not
Dr.
somebody,
Zhivago or whatever.
not
his name
somebody
is?
sitting on this couch.
Dr. Pazder.
Doctor, okay.
So yeah.
Pastor, barely know her.
Oh, he knew her.
So, like I said, 10 hours a week, over 10 hours a week. So he's doing this to help her retrieve her memories. And boy, oh boy, wait until you fucking hear what Michelle remembers, right?
Dun dun dun.
Boom, boom, boom.
Satan.
So-
Satan.
Yeah, actually. She remembers that for a year when she was 5 years old, her mother, who was a member of the Church of Satan before
Oh.
Anton LaVey started the Church of Satan,
Here it comes.
brought her to satanic rituals, which included allegedly being tortured, locked in cages, sexually assaulted, forced to participate in various rituals, witness to several human sacrifices, and she was rubbed with the bloods and body parts of all these sacrificed infants and adults. And this all culminated in a final ritual. Remember, this is 1 year of her life, right? For 1 year when she was 5 years old. And this all culminates in the final ritual, which was an 81-day long ordeal in 1955 that supposedly summoned Satan himself and involved the intervention of Jesus, the Virgin Mary, and Michael the Archangel, who removed the scars that she had received throughout this year of abuse, right? And blocked out her memories of the events, quote, until the time was right.
I'm trying to figure out how this is different than Catholicism.
Not really.
I mean, it's pretty on point.
People bought this fucking book en masse, dude.
Dear
And like I said, it was a
Diary.
bestseller.
Dear Diary, today was pretty hard. On the 81st day, Jesus, Mary, and the Archangel Michael showed up. Boy, thank God. Literally.
Silver lining, they removed all my scars and my memories
It was like it never happened.
until the time was right. It's almost like none of this ever happened.
Hold on, are we saying that Dr. Nick Pizzolatto, True Detective, written by Nick Pizzolatto, Dr. Zhivago's fucking
Dr. Pazder.
Dr.
Pazder.
Pazder's.
Larry
That was
Pazder.
good. Did you hear that harmony we just did?
Pastor.
You're saying that his fucking past life regression bullshit is stronger than the spells of Jesus?
Apparently.
Or Satan.
And
Combined.
Jesus and
Jesus is like, forget.
the Virgin Mary
and
and
Pazder's like, remember.
Hypnosis.
Fucking Jesus is looking down like, fuck.
How do I get a hold of this hypnosis
I
shit?
should have really locked in that fucking spell.
I feel like I'm envisioning like them, doing like the fucking psychologist, like, her on the couch and whatever. And
Me too.
and she snaps out of it. She's like, I remember. And fucking Pastor's like, that's it. That's the name of the book. We're doing it.
No.
So,
Dear Diary.
How do I make you forget?
Dear Diary, today they rubbed a whole dead baby on me. Yuck.
Signed.
Love, Michelle.
see you tomorrow.
All the eyes are dotted with hearts.
God almighty. So yeah, like I said, people bought this, but they fucking believe this shit. This book was a fucking bestseller. I don't know who the fuck would read this book and be like, oh my God.
I'm going to read that book and do that.
Thank God Michelle remembered.
Do you think that book is still available on Amazon?
It's got to be.
Oh,
It's,
yeah,
I mean,
for
it's
sure.
obviously it's been debunked, so I don't know if anybody's still
It was-
printing
this
it.
What's the name of it?
It wouldn't be the first time that we've fucking tried to find a book that's like unavailable though.
Yeah, it might not
Yeah.
be in print anymore. Once it was debunked, like,
Right.
what's the point if you're
I'm
the fucking
still-
printing company?
I'm-
Hold on, it's
I'm
called
s-
Michelle Remembers.
Yep.
I'm still looking for a copy of A Book of Dreams. Was our pseudoscience doctor, Ivan Reitman.
Doinky McCork.
The fucking
Corkle-
Organon guy. Heinrich von Stoppen.
Wilhelm
Reich.
Reich.
Do you want it in hardcover or paperback?
Paperback. I don't need a spend
Paperback is $488.99.
Oh my God.
Hardcover is only $60.
What?
What?
Look at the
Seems
cover.
backwards.
Yeah. No, I saw that a bunch of times when I was doing it.
I swear to
Michelle
God, paperback
remembers.
$489.
First of all, Michelle remembers. Did they ever make a fucking Lifetime movie? Because it sounds like the name of a Lifetime movie.
Guaranteed.
It sounds like you don't even have to change anything. The name and the premise is all made for fucking Lifetime.
That's wild. Is
By
that
the way,
first edition?
There's also a
Oh.
different best-selling novel in 1972 just to stack on to all this craziness, right? Also fully fucking debunked by some absolute fat turd from Indiana named Mike Warnke.
Mhm.
Warnke, Warnke.
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 Warnk.
Warnke.
Fat fucking Indiana trash bag with a mullet. About how he was a Satanist as a teenager. He was somehow like so good at Satan that he became a high priest as a teenager, and he performed all kinds of weird rituals and rapes and human sacrifices, all kinds of other made up fucking horse shit. He goes to Vietnam, which he really did. When he's 23, he gets injured like 6 months in, and then he comes back to the U.S. as a fucking red-blooded American Christian, and he writes this fucking book, and people ate it up.
You still go to jail for that.
Yeah.
You found Jesus, good. Find him in a cell, buddy.
Yeah. Like,
what
I
was
did all this stuff. Like, cool.
What was
awesome.
all of this about? Yeah, just like, Mike.
It says here in this book
Police.
you raped women. I'm pretty
I just
sure.
said that because I was the only guy that could pull a wheelie on my Diamondback.
Human sacrifices. Can you expand on that? please?
Yeah, so I think we're gonna have to come with us.
Yeah. Detective Metzinger is on chapter 8.
Is there anything you want to tell us before we get to the next few chapters here?
So, suffice to say that the devil is very in vogue at this juncture in time, right? Entering the 80s. So, it's everywhere. There's this huge swath of people in the U.S. who sincerely believe, that there is satanic activity happening all over the U.S. Like, you can find news stories and all kinds of crazy, like, where people are like, there was a video that I saw with a news broadcast with a map of the U.S. and like all these red dots that were like, these are the places where satanic activity is happening, and like where we have known cults of Satanists,
Right.
and it was just like dots. It looked like the fucking whole country had chicken pox.
Dude,
We have Satan hotspots here.
I do not trust any fucking map that I ever see that's like, this is where all this stuff is. I don't fucking buy it. I saw a map recently that was like, these are the existing sundown towns in around here. And like, no.
I don't know. I might believe that one.
I mean, like a couple, maybe, but there's fucking no. It was like everywhere. It was like, you can't be black here after
Everywhere
sunset.
south
Like,
of the
fucking-
Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah,
I bet.
that's a bit much. It's a bit much. I take like maybe a quarter of those. Okay, sure, but like, damn.
There's a lot of this, and then suddenly all these what ends up springing up from that is experts on cult activities, and then
Of which there are none.
fucking right, and then
It's not real stuff.
and then colleges offering degrees on cult fucking bullshit, whatever. So
it's
it
a
gets
lot
crazy.
like-
It gets stupid
It's
crazy.
a lot like meteorology.
Yeah, you could be wrong 100% of the time, and you still have a degree in that,
I mean, like-
and a job.
I have full respect for like occult historians, people who are like, this is the the impact of occult activity throughout history that we can record and log and stuff. But people who are like, I'm an expert on demonology. Like, get the fuck out of here, asshole.
If you were, you'd be a demon.
Yeah,
Well-
you ain't shit is what you wasted your goddamn time looking at little picture books.
Yeah.
Making up fairy tale nonsense.
This brings us to one of the longest, most expensive trials, which included all kinds of accusations of satanic rituals and abuses. You know what that is?
No.
Wait, what's the time period?
I thought you were going to say the West Memphis Three. It wasn't. It was
What was the time period?
the 80s. It's the McMaster's preschool trial, which most people have not heard of.
Never.
Sounds like a golf
We
tournament.
will get to the West Mem. It does, the McMaster's preschool. The McMaster's
Hosted by Ronald
Welcome
McDonald.
back to the McMaster's preschool trial.
We go down to Ronald McDonald on Green 3. Mick Masters?
Donnelly is down 3, shooting well under par. I don't know why that's the voice.
It's
it
not,
was
it's not
the
how they
80s.
do golf either.
Because it was the 80s.
Here he comes.
Yeah.
Here's Cinderella boy.
Yeah, I sounded more like I was like doing the commentary
you're
for the
doing
Grand Prix.
Fucking Seabiscuit.
Yeah, they're coming around the corner.
This nag Seabiscuit is in for a real race today.
Here comes Ronald McDonald.
we will get to the West Memphis Three
Ronald
in a
McDonald
sec.
teeing off for an eagle.
Jesus Christ.
You wouldn't tee off for an eagle,
I don't know anything about golf. Okay.
obviously.
I don't know
Yeah.
fuck all about sports or numbers.
Fucking-
It's barely a sport.
Yeah, agreed.
I play it.
I don't know. That's a
Stupid asshole game is what it
in
is.
terms of physical exertion, maybe not.
There's
but
only 3 things I know
well,
in this world.
there's a lot of
it's
people that
very
would,
difficult.
It's very difficult. It's a lot of skill, and there is a bit of physicality that's been brought into that sport recently. But fuck golf.
There's only 3 things that I really know in this whole world. All right, 1, ain't no God. 2, you got to give a little if you want to get a little. And 3, golf is a stupid asshole game. Those are the 3 things that I know.
First of all, you can't possibly know that there is no God.
Okay.
Nobody knows that. Secondly, those other 2 things were your stupid fucking opinions, man.
Yeah, and I know him.
That's your opinion.
You're such a God. I want to kick you right in the balls so hard. Okay, so let's get into the McMaster's trial, right? We'll talk about the West Memphis Three in a sec, but this happens 10 years before that, right?
Okay.
So
Mists of time.
this was. So this was a trial in Manhattan Beach, California.
that went from the initial accusation and arrest in 1983. Years of investigation, pretrial shit. It ended up enveloping multiple other daycares in the area, millions of taxpayer dollars, multiple trials, mistrials, a family and their decades-standing business absolutely dragged through the mud and completely fucking destroyed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a media pushing this fucking insane narrative with like zero skepticism in spite of the fact that there was like zero evidence, and it ultimately resulted in zero convictions.
Well, what happened?
There was no hard evidence. We're going to talk about. We'll talk about the evidence that they had to justify this absolute fucking boondoggle, right?
Sounds like a witch trial to me.
Satan.
Satan. Oh wait, that was the lady. Satan.
Yeah, the further I get away from doing the intro, the less I'm doing the Satan. And the more like, Satan.
Blongo.
Oh no. So
Are these bananas?
I did look up a fake banana tree to buy for the thing. I swear to fucking God. Drew was here. I
Fill it
looked
with
up
cocaine.
a fake. Yeah, I'll make a brick of like flour, of like enriched flour. Just
What's funny
put it
is
in the
I've been every single time I get Chiquita bananas because those are Blanco bananas.
Yeah.
I lick the outside to see if I get high.
hell yeah, smart.
Pequeñas bananas.
That's just smart. So in 1983, a woman named Judy Johnson
Fake name.
has a 2-year-old son that attends McMaster's preschool, right? She calls the police to report that she believes her son has been molested. Actually, she actually tells them that that he has been sodomized by a teacher at school. A 2-year-old child, right?
Jesus Christ.
So she says that her 2-year-old has been sodomized by a teacher at the school, Ray Buckley. Bucky, not Buckley, Bucky. So, obviously they ask her, okay, what's going on? And she says that
I think I already told you.
yeah, she says that her son is having pain. Well, I mean, that's a huge accusation.
Yeah,
It's
Especially
massive,
that of somebody that owns a giant gas station.
if we don't, for those of you who don't live in the southeast of the United States or, in the United
Texas.
States at all, Buc-ee's is a huge gas station. It's like a fucking Walmart in a gas station.
Them
Beaver themed jerky store.
Them buck nuts are going nuts.
The buck nuts are good. I will say, Buc-ee's has some of the best fucking snacks.
1000%.
I refuse to endorse any large chain of anything.
Actually, Buc-ee's is pretty good. I mean, in
Buc-ee's
terms
is-
of
I
how they
refuse-
pay and all that stuff,
I refuse to endorse.
It's amazing.
they are a very fair.
Pulling the beaver wool over your eyes.
I wish.
I don't
That
know.
shit's a lot.
Should I go work there and just find out?
Wait,
Do you go,
beavers don't
undercover?
have wool.
You want to go work there and get exploited like any major corporation does
Listen,
to any
I
of
just-
its employees?
I just
Like
want to
any
go.
worker in this country or any other country that's
necessarily
in
any
a
worker.
capitalist society?
Not any.
I just
worker.
want to go on record as saying beavers don't have wool. My
Yeah,
wife,
beaver wool.
my wife showed me.
Well, you have like a pet beaver.
Yeah.
She has a pet beaver.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
vaginas.
Yeah.
Petey Vagini.
I put that up for
Wait,
you.
beavers have vaginas? Yeah.
Yeah, they're beavy vaginis.
I don't understand what you guys are saying.
Isn't a beaver a vagina with no hair?
What?
A vagina on a beaver?
Isn't a
I
beaver?
just
Oh my
wanted to
God!
play-
Delete this
I
entire
wanted to play
fucking
dumb
sentence.
for as long as possible.
I will walk out of
I
here.
had to play dumb for as long as possible.
You won't walk.
Because a pussy joke is beneath us, and we all know that, Jake.
No,
Oh,
it's,
yeah, hey,
it's not the.
I've
it's not,
listened.
Bullshit.
it's not the. It's not the genital
Producer
comedy.
Drew, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not the genital comedy that's beneath. It's the pacing of those jokes. That was terrible.
Well, this is. We didn't tell you. This is the week that we are going to be serious. We're going to start being serious
Oh.
this week.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Just timing and cadence.
Bullshit.
Timing and cadence. Timing and cadence.
Unless Drew won't let us. Producer Drew will not let us do that. Okay, so like I said, they were like, okay, why? What's going on? What? Your kid got sodomized by your 2-year-old?
Hey,
got
what's
sodomized
going
by a
on,
teacher?
lady? Your kid got sodomized.
And she says her son's having painful bowel movements, and he's got a rash on his behind, and he's having trouble sitting down, and there's blood in his stool, etc. Right? Now, all of us are parents here. Those kind of things happen to kids.
It's a,
and the
that's
you-
pretty
yeah.
empirical evidence.
Yeah,
Right
you
there.
have
yeah.
you have a constipated kid. They've got impacted poops.
Constipated, impacted, didn't wipe well.
Yeah. And and then when they finally go, your 2-year-old kid has made a fucking shit that would make like the most seasoned long haul trucker be like, oh fuck, dude, that's a big old turd. It's fucking, and then that also in the process of doing that, you get some splitting, and now you got some blood in there when you wipe. It can be very unnerving. I guarantee there are a bunch of people listening to this who have kids and have had a similar experience. People in this room who have kids who have had a similar experience. I can also tell you that most of us don't immediately jump to the only explanation is that someone fucked my 2-year-old.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, man.
Judy Johnson's assessment, and she goes to the police, and they take that shit and they run with it. So a few days later, like a week or so later, police arrest Ray Bucky.
Damn.
To take him in for questioning. They spend that day talking to him.
To take him in for a question.
Well, yeah, really just one big one.
Question.
One big
Did
question.
you?
They spend that day talking to him, and then they release him because he denies the accusations, and they don't have any fucking evidence. So they can't hold him. There's no, you can't. He was formally arrested, but what charges? What DA is going to be like, well, what's the evidence? Fucking let him go. You don't have shit.
Yeah.
So
Nothing.
a good police force doesn't fucking do this, which, like this area too is like a well-to-do, educated, like when we start talking about West Memphis 3, the complete bungling of that by the police, I don't want to talk shit or anything like that, but I mean, that is a much more rural, much less educated, much more fucking podunk area, especially in the early 80s, or I'm sorry, the early 90s. Like this is, like I said, well-to-do, a lot of professionals, a lot of educated people. This is a fucking rich area. So, in keeping with the theme of not understanding how to do investigations good, the day after they release Bucky, the Manhattan Beach Police Department sends 200 letters to parents of McMartin students that read, I'm going to read the exact fucking letter verbatim, right?
Oh, boy.
Dear parent, this department is conducting a criminal investigation involving child molestation, 288 Police Code. Ray Bucky, an employee of Virginia McMartin's preschool, was arrested September 7th, 1983 by this department. The following procedure is obviously an unpleasant one, but to protect the rights of your children as well as the rights of the accused, this inquiry is necessary for a complete investigation. Records indicate that your child has been or is currently a student at the preschool. We are asking your assistance in this continuing investigation. Please question your child to see if she or he has been a witness to any crime or if she or he has been a victim. Our investigation indicates that possible criminal acts include oral sex, fondling of genitals, buttocks or chest area, and sodomy, possibly committed under the pretense of, quote, taking the child's temperature. Also, photos may have been taken of children without their clothing. Any information from your child regarding having ever observed Ray Bucky to leave a classroom alone with a child during any nap period, or if they have ever observed Ray Bucky tie up a child is important.
Wow.
Let me guess.
Hang on. We're a little over halfway through here. Please complete the enclosed information form and return it to this department in the enclosed stamped return envelope as soon as possible. We will contact you if circumstances dictate same. We ask you to please keep this investigation strictly confidential because of the nature of the charges and the highly emotional effect it could have on our community. Please do not discuss this investigation with anyone outside your immediate family. Do not contact or discuss the investigation with Ray Bucky, any member of the accused defendant's family, or employees connected with the McMartin preschool. All caps, this is the last sentence. There is no evidence to indicate that the management of Virginia McMartin's preschool had any knowledge of this situation, and no detrimental information concerning the operation of the school has been discovered during this investigation. Also, no other employee in the school is under investigation for any criminal act.
Well, there is no evidence whatsoever to suggest that this man is guilty of any crimes that we are suggesting he committed.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Also, please talk to your 2-year-old about whether or not they got butt fucked.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that, yeah.
That, and I guarantee most parents didn't even ask.
No, they're just like, well, he did it.
A lot of parents. Well, we'll go through what happened with this whole fucking thing.
I know what happened. I've seen this one. So all the parents, they
freak the fuck out.
They chase Ray Bucky into a boiler room where he's wearing a stripy sweater and a knife glove, and then they burn him alive, and then he comes back from the dead and haunts the children's dreams. Yeah,
forever.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
That's the one movie I know.
Yeah, that's John Carpenter's Halloween.
So to paraphrase that entire letter, hey, we don't have any evidence whatsoever, but go ahead and ask your 4-year-old about oral sex, would you? Also, shh, don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, this guy did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how they mention like Ray Bucky's arrest, but conspicuously leave out the part where he was released that same day for lack of evidence.
God damn.
So.
You know, like
fucking bravo, Manhattan Beach Police Department.
I've been a teacher in my life with like elementary age kids, right? I stopped doing that mostly just because I realized that I don't fucking like kids. But there was like a constant peril attached to that job for any like male worker in the school at any time.
For sure.
There was always like, do not fucking get close to these kids.
Yeah.
Don't
ever be alone.
I remember I went to go break up a fight between two girls one time, and this is fucking Harlem. Like they were fucking each other up. And like female teacher stopped me, and she's like, "Do not fucking touch those girls.
Yeah,
like don't do it. Like they will say they will say some shit."
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, so like I said, Manhattan Beach Police Department.
He's probably a real sweet guy. He's a fucking preschool teacher.
This is entirely their fault, and this thing obviously immediately fucking boils over, right? Like any attorney will tell you, the second you send a letter like that, you fucked this entire investigation.
Yeah.
For one, you've named an individual who may be under investigation, but there are no formal charges. Way more importantly, there's no fucking proof aside from one lady saying, "My son's pooping hard." Like
fellas, we've all three of us, Jake, Pat, and I, we've worked together doing like construction stuff before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if somebody says like, "Hey, I don't love the trim on this side of the room," the first thing that happens is now all the trim in the fucking room is fucked. Like the customer looks at it, is like, "Nah, this is all ruined. This is garbage now."
Yeah.
Like if you fucked up like a little corner of like, if somebody points it out, then
what he's saying is, if one of us were to say, "Oh, like if I were to walk in the room and be like, this trim looks like shit," and the fucking client hears me, that all the trim's got to come out.
It's all garbage. It's all
every single bit of it.
There's no because anywhere you look from then on, there it is being bad.
And that's when they're on their hands and knees with a fucking like
So if you get a letter saying like, "Hey, hey, pretty good chance your kid got diddled," that happened. Like there's every ounce of evidence that you're going to get, everything you see from then on, every inflection the kid makes.
One, you have completely fucked your investigation. Two, you are asking parents to question their kids. The parents who are now upset because there's no way that like we're all rational human beings. If you got this letter when your child was that age,
just kill the guy.
Everybody's like you. There's nobody who.
1000%.
Exactly.
Like
there's nobody who wouldn't freak out.
But there's the conceit there as well. Even if in my brain I'm like, I probably didn't do it. It's a better safe than sorry situation. You know?
Correct. Which is where I come to the fact that like it was probably just the parents that replied to the letter. Yep.
So you've got parents who are upset. You've got a specific person to be upset about. They're in fucking panic mode. Like I said, understandably, they're highly suggestible, talking to their kids about fucking like their kids who are even more suggestible, and they don't have any fucking training on talking to kids about crimes, that involve, talking to like questioning kids about shit when it comes to criminal, investigations. There are like very specific techniques and very strict rules. And, and not only that, they're probably sharing this information with other parents from the school because they know that everybody got the fucking letter. It's fucked. The whole thing is fucked.
Yeah. So you're saying that the police are the devil? We
No,
could have done a totally different topic again.
I'm saying they fucking pulled an absolute boner on this one is what I'm saying. So
what is this, 1930? They pulled a boner?
They pulled a boner.
Hey, pull a real boner on this one. This whole case has gone tits up.
Well, Johnson, you send those letters out. I got to say, you pulled a real boner.
It wasn't me.
So this is fucking untenable, obviously, but everybody is swept up in this panic because kids, even if you don't have them, most of society will agree that children should be protected from molestation and sodomy. And most people have a very visceral reaction to finding out that an adult would do this to a child, right? So, like I said earlier, I understand a lot of the techniques that go into questioning a child about a specific crime. Like, I understand them. I haven't practiced any of them. But if it was me who got this letter,
I've played a lot of.
If it was me when my son was 3 or 4 years old, like with a specific teacher's name attached to it, like someone I probably saw on a fucking daily basis, I can confidently say that I'd probably be swept up in this shit too.
100%. Again, it's better safe than sorry. It's like, I'm not going to be the one defending the person accused of pedophilia. It's never going to happen.
Well, it's kind of like if you're accused, you just automatically cut them out. And
right. But it's also, there's such a stigma with that kind of thing in general that you're guilty by association for if you wanted to defend
100%.
something. Yeah,
100%.
There's no way around it.
Yeah, anybody who's like, well, maybe it wasn't.
I was going to say about questioning kids.
Not Ray!
I've played a lot of Rockstar's L.A. Noire. Which is
Okay.
a very,
Yeah, I remember that
very
game. I played it too.
In-depth investigative procedural detective video game wherein the mechanics for the interrogation mini games are very intense. So I feel confident that I could do this interrogation.
Yeah, but it's sort of like one of those things where it's like, oh, if there's any sort of question about it, let's just cut it out and move on.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I was joking, by the way. I don't think that I could do that.
Yeah. Well, so eventually,
I was confident in you.
I mean, I could fake it.
eventually the parents who came forward to say that they suspected maybe that their child was a victim end up going to a place called the Children's Institute International.
Don't trust that.
This is actually a clinic that had been there for a while. It provides social services to kids and families that were victims of abuse. It's still there. So at this, we're going to call it CII, Children's Institute International. At CII, 400 kids ranging in age from 4 to 10 were interviewed and taped speaking to a professional social worker. And this is all for evidence gathering, right? So most of the kids were interviewed by CII's director at the time, a lady named Key McFarlane, who seems like a nice enough lady in all the interviews and stuff I watched on her, but she fucking shanked the interviews with these kids awfully.
Uh-huh.
The interviews start simply enough. So Key McFarlane would use anatomically correct puppets, the old trope, ask the kids questions. All the questions were pretty straightforward.
Yeah, show me on the puppet's ass where you touched you. Yeah.
simple probative questions about the kids' experiences at the preschool, if they were ever alone with staff, if the staff ever touched them or made them take their clothes off, stuff like that, right? There was a weird focus on naked games, quote unquote, naked games. I'm not sure if
Chris Isaac's naked games.
I'm not sure if it was because any of the kids told their parents that that was like a thing. It's just so dumb.
Sorry, I liked that joke. I did.
What a naked game you play. So, like I said, I'm not sure if this was because any of the kids specifically said that, or if they're using, profiler questions. That is a very common thing with pedophiles who are grooming kids to, first you get them comfortable taking their clothes off and shit, and then you ramp up from there, right?
I have no idea.
So it's pretty common if you look into like the criminality of some of these, especially people that eventually escalate. A lot of the times they start with, oh, we're going to play this game, but we have to take our clothes off. And then that is the introduction of, well, now I've got them comfortable being naked with me.
Hey,
and then it ramps up from
people
there.
at home, I want you to understand what a master class in joke telling it is to try and tell jokes. Well, Patrick talks about pedophilia.
Yeah.
That is not easy.
It's
okay. So if you didn't like when I said Chris Isaac's naked games, fuck you. Okay.
this part is not the most fun, but we got to get through it, and we will pretty quickly. So based on so that's basically like that stuff. That's where the standard stuff ended, right? It's in terms of the questioning, right? Based on the information from the 400 students interviewed at CII, it was determined that about 360 of them had been abused. That's CII's conclusion.
Holy
right?
shit! Out of 400,
out of 400, 360 were abused.
There were just 40 kids that were like, "No, I'm good." Listen, I know what you're doing. I'm not into this.
Put a pin in that for 1 sec.
Or it's just 40 ugly kids.
Whoa!
So they obviously tell the police about that. They inform them that some of the kids' accounts of their abuse
It's a masterclass in telling jokes.
God damn it.
I didn't say I was teaching the master class. Okay?
Oh, okay. I wasn't supposed to.
I'm a
interject.
student here trying to.
I gotcha.
I feel like we've barely touched on Satan, but we have touched. Maybe not we have, but there have been a lot of children touched.
You mean Bucky has touched on a lot of kids?
We're getting into
He's
that literally right
innocent, maybe
until proven guilty.
We're getting into that literally this instant. So CII tells the police about that. About the 360 out of 400 kids.
Bucky, C-U-B,
What?
Beelzebub. How do you get Satan out of? I'm sure there's an anagram there.
Jesus Christ.
What was his first name?
Would you let me get through a goddamn
You're closer
sentence?
to Beelzebub.
Jeff. Is it Jeff?
Jeff Bucky?
No.
Jeff Buckley?
It's not Jeff
It's
Buckley.
Bucky. We already went over this.
No, Jeff Buckley would never.
Ray Bucky. So, okay. So they tell, shut the fuck
Yang.
up. They tell the police about the 360 out of 400 kids. And they also inform them
Police
that
go,
some,
"Whoa."
no shit. So some of the kids' accounts of their abuse included things like underground tunnels and catacombs below the school, animals being killed and mutilated, weird blood rituals, crazy orgies,
Just like Michelle remembered.
kids being flushed down toilets to secret rooms where they'd be abused,
Did magic toilets?
teachers flying around through the air like witches, babies being sacrificed in some church,
They were getting diddled at Hogwarts?
kids being brought to graveyards to unearth bodies and do weird rituals,
During the day?
lots of naked photos being taken of them. And
During the day?
yeah, the kids aren't
You don't-
staying there overnight.
You don't visit a fucking graveyard during the day.
I guess you're right. It does put a different pallor on the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I got flushed into a dungeon dimension with flying teachers and dead bodies. And it's like fucking like 11 o'clock in the morning.
You're like,
Like,
before
fucking-
lunch?
like, I just had a juice pack.
Right
Yeah,
after I ate my carrots and hummus.
Wait, you got hummus? And
CII is basically
You
telling the
got
police
hummus?
that based on the kids' accounts, this is clearly a satanic cult / child pornography ring, right?
With witches and wizards.
So yeah, so the cops go fucking ham on this place. They tear it up looking for evidence. The DA, in the meantime, who, by the way, is running for re-election and losing. This is 1984. He's like losing his re-election bid. He goes ahead and fucking seats a grand jury. I have no idea how he found an impartial jury because by this point, the news has grabbed hold and they are like absolutely drumming up panic in a whole
I know
community.
how he did it. He didn't. He just fucking found, just like, hey, do you like Satan? No? Come on.
So the news is fucking like they're reporting all these abuses. They are reporting all these all this stuff gets leaked to the news. So they are fucking freaking out this whole community. They talk about the satanic rituals on the news, and they talk about. I saw a news story where one reporter was saying millions of pieces of child pornography. You know,
Chill.
even though none of
Ugh.
this has been found. None of this is
Millions
all.
of pieces.
And the news is offering zero skepticism whatsoever. So people are going fucking nuts. So, like I said, DA seats this grand jury, presents them with the evidence from the kid's testimony along with Judy Johnson's original complaint. That's the only evidence.
Yeah,
Well-
where are the millions of pieces of fucking child pornography?
well, it's that, but it's also like whenever they did the investigation of the school, did they find magic toilets? Did they find the dungeons?
Yeah, was Professor
Did they find
Snape
any
there,
blood?
man?
No.
Professor McGonagall doing some of this?
Also, just for the record, they presented them with Judy Johnson's original complaint and just the original because by this point, Judy Johnson is making some fucking weird ass claims herself. Claims like Robert Bucky can fly. The teachers at McMartin's preschool had drilled holes under her son's arm, that her ex-husband was also sodomizing her son, that an AWOL Marine had sodomized the family dog, all kinds of crazy
I mean,
shit,
I believe
right?
the thing about the Marine.
So, at any rate, in March of 1984, the grand jury hands down indictments on 208 accounts of sexual abuse and conspiracy against 7 people. Ray Bucky, his sister, who's also a teacher there, his mother, who runs the school, 3 other teachers, and by the way, while we're at it, Ray's retired 76-year-old wheelchair-bound grandmother who founded the school.
What?
Whoa.
I mean, somebody had to set up this whole satanic sex ring orgy fucking cult, right?
But they never found the dungeons.
Must have been me, mom. They never found fuck.
They never found anything.
So
It's wild.
So the trial's set to begin in 1986, and almost immediately the DA drops charges on everyone except for Ray Bucky and his mother, who runs the school, saying that the evidence is too weak to charge the other individuals.
Yeah, we
Well,
probably
that's-
can't get grandma on the whole witch sodomy thing.
I would
but-
argue it's too weak to charge anyone.
Anybody. Yeah, if they're dropping all of that stuff, they should drop it on everybody.
Yeah. Also important to note, in 1985, Judy Johnson is diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. And she actually dies of alcohol-related liver disease in 1986 before the trial even begins.
Obviously, witches.
So we knew it. So I was going to say something about that. It's obvious that this lady needed some sort of assistance,
Mhm.
right?
And instead of helping her, they just
Interviewed 400 children.
Yeah.
And wait until we get to the interview procedure.
Well, didn't you say that out of the 400 children, obviously 40 fell off because they're ugly, but then the other, it was like 208?
CII determined that 360 kids had been abused. 208 charges of sexual assault or molestation. Yeah. At this point,
are in piss.
At this point, the trial had been delayed to April of 87. So the person who started this entire snowball events was an undiagnosed paranoid schizophrenic who was drinking enough to die of fucking liver disease. So let's go ahead and add alcohol psychosis into the mix on that. Also important to note, the defense was never informed about Johnson's diagnosis. nor about the crazy statement she made after the initial accusation. She also refused to let her son be interviewed by detectives, which, like, you've got to believe
Feels like an important one.
all of that would probably have come up in fucking defense's arguments at some point.
They have to bring about the reason of her death at some point, and the fact that she was paralyzed.
They may have known about the death, but they were not informed of the diagnosis. So we get to the trial, right?
Yo, this topic sucks for making jokes, bro.
Yeah. So we get to this trial.
Hold on, I've seen this podcast before. Peeny Vagini.
Hey, he did it. Hey, we're back, baby.
Oh, God.
Yeah, bringing the magic. All right. Peeny Vagini.
God damn it.
Oh.
So April 87, we get to this trial, and what do we have for fucking evidence? The police have torn up the fucking McMartin school looking for child porn. Didn't find any. They've ripped up the floors and concrete slabs down to the fucking dirt and used ground penetrating devices to find these underground tunnels and fuck rooms.
Ooh.
Those weren't there either.
I knew it.
They checked local cemeteries for unearthed bodies.
Did they find the magic toilets?
Nope.
Oh.
They went to local churches to look for evidence of baby sacrifice. Nope.
What?
By the way, where are
They
these
didn't
where are these babies coming from?
Where are all these babies coming from?
Where are you sacrificing babies at a church where you have a fucking baby factory?
I mean, you think it's easy to just get a hold of a baby?
I know a baby factory.
It's your wife.
Shouldn't talk about your wife that way.
I'm sorry. I love you so much, Irina.
She's not listening to this shit, is she?
She might.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Irina. I'm so sorry. Jesus God.
So one of the prosecutors, Glenn Stevens.
While we're at it, I
is his name.
apologize to everybody.
Yeah, yeah. One of the prosecutors, his name's Glenn Stevens. He even commented that he went out to the McMartin school during the investigation, and he noted that it is on the busiest road in Manhattan Beach. It's butted right up to the fucking road. There's like the road, sidewalk. There's no grass or swale or anything like that. It's road, sidewalk, building, right? There are no curtains on the windows. The gate isn't locked. The door into the office isn't locked. It's not a huge place.
Yeah, people have just been watching these witches sodomize
there
these
aren't,
children.
Yeah, there aren't bushes in the playground area. There's like nothing obscuring the view of anyone walking or driving by, and nothing to stop anybody from just walking in at any point. So where in the fuck did this abuse take place? This is a prosecutor saying this.
The underground magic toilet realm.
The underground fuck rooms.
The Hogwarts.
You got to take the toilets. You got to take the toilets.
Yeah, take the
It
toilet.
was in the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, Ray Bucky's like, I'm stressed out. Throw a kid in the toilet, would you? I got to take the edge off. So they've got fucking dick for physical evidence, literally zero. But, the tapes, the sweet babies on the tapes, the fucking interviews, right? Hundreds and hundreds of interviews done at CII, man, that'll get them. Well, it turns out that no one on the prosecution team really studied these tapes in any significant way until the case was already moving through the courts. That same prosecutor from before, Glenn Stevens, said that when he watched them, he was fucking mortified that this was their only sense of evidence, and this shit did not play out well in court.
Mm-hmm.
There was actually one other bit of evidence, by the way. Ray Bucky is like weird into pyramids. He likes pyramids.
He's
isn't,
fucking guilty.
He believes in
Listen.
pyramid energy.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's a.
He sleeps underneath a big pyramid. He goes to UFO conventions and sells pyramid foam hats.
Actually,
But that's pretty fucking awesome.
you know something. I actually, I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but I actually kind of follow pyramid power shit too.
1,000%. Can we
Yeah.
talk about pyramids later?
We talk about that a little bit. Yeah.
Probably
Well,
gonna do that on
the
a different
fucking
episode.
If you build like a,
If you put the lime in the coconut,
you drink it up, drink a boat together.
yeah.
Put a lime in a coconut,
Yeah.
and you feel better. If you put a fucking, say, like an aluminum
You relieve this bellyache.
pyramid, and you make like a greenhouse with it, like if you put it in the directions of like the magnetic lines of the earth,
Mm.
then your plants fucking grow better. It's just a proven thing. It's not even pseudoscience. It's just scientific shit.
yeah.
Cool.
Pyramids are cool as
Pyramids have
shit.
some cool shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is just an example of how, and we'll see this with West Memphis 3 too, how anything that like once they zero in on the, like especially during the Satanic Panic shit, right? All this weird cult stuff and blah blah blah. As soon as they find a thing where you're like, ooh, that's weird. Oh, he's pyramids. He sleeps under a big pyramid. He believes in pyramid energy. Weird. He's a weird guy.
You know,
I
must,
mean, at that point in time, it
he
was
must
less-
sodomize children and be into fucking Satan.
Well, you know who
I
else
mean,
likes
at that point in
pyramids?
time, pyramids weren't like a cool thing.
You know who else
You know, like they are nowadays.
You know who else likes pyramids?
Who?
The Mummy. Bad.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Like-
Gru from Despicable Me.
Him too. Bad.
Uh,
Not the Brendan
Despicable-
Fraser one either. Like the classic. Like,
Des-
whoa, Mummy.
Despicable Me 3, best intro
Movie
to
ever.
the best intro
Best
to
movie
any
ever made.
I mean, it's up there.
So back to the tapes. So as Glenn Stevens was saying, he was
No,
fucking
How to Train Your
mortified.
Dragon 3 is the
God
best
damn it.
movie ever made.
What?
The Hidden Worlds? Oh,
Until
Jesus.
they make it the live action, I'm not watching
No,
it.
fuck that live action bullshit, okay?
I'm gonna sodomize myself.
Please, on this casting couch.
There's the dildos within arm's reach. So as you watch these tapes in order, you start to see a pattern. Like I said before, it would start with these probative questions, but when the kids would say no, which they all did, Key McFarland would press the matter further.
She'd say, hey, come on.
She would literally accuse the kids with her stupid little fucking puppet of being scaredy cats. She would suggest specific things that happen, basically feeding them information. And if you have kids or you know kids at all, you know how fucking suggestible they are, especially when they sort out that the only reason they can't leave this boring ass, piss lame fucking place full of weird naked puppets is that you're not telling the adults what they want to hear. Like kids sort that shit out real quick.
100%.
Especially when this lady's like, come on, point at the puppet's
Well,
penis.
no, that's like okay. So
I just did the puppet hand on radio.
You like
So-
doing that?
So with kids, obviously, if you suggest something to them, like, oh, you want this, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna say yes because they want to be out of this boring ass fucking place. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then even more so when she starts cross-contaminating her witnesses. As she got
Puts
more,
chicken on him?
as she starts getting more stories from kids, she would use that story with the next kid. So she'd be like, well, Billy said that you guys were taking down some tunnels and had to take your clothes off so the teachers could touch you. And if the kid said, no, that didn't happen to me, she would push and push and push until finally you've got a 6-year-old who doesn't want to be there, figures out that this adult wants him or her to say some shit like that, and probably doesn't want to feel like they're the only person saying no. You know, especially if Billy said it, like, yes.
I got witch fingered too.
So they don't understand, you know, they're fucking 4 to 10-year-olds. They don't understand the ramifications of what they're saying. They don't understand criminal charges. They don't understand court cases and sentencing and prison time. So naturally, as you watch these tapes in chronological order, the stories get wilder and wilder and more embellished because she's selecting details from one story and feeding it to the subsequent interviewees. In this case, young, suggestible kids. So like, no shit, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
So Glenn Stevens, the prosecutor, actually ended up dropping out of the prosecution team because he knew that this fucking evidence was trash and it was the only evidence.
Yeah, maybe he should have fucking looked at that shit before it became a whole circus.
No shit.
God damn.
Somebody should have.
Somebody, I'll bet you, because like the way we like to look at these stories on the podcast is with a little bit of context that we can perceive. Like this probably happened more like this than the popularized blown up story, right?
Mhm.
I would bet you fucking dollars to donuts that the first cops that like brought that story back to headquarters from what's her
Judy
name?
Johnson.
Judy Johnson, we're like, this lady's crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
All right, just keep that in mind.
Yeah. And then
This-
you got a DA
like,
who was like, I got to
yeah,
win.
this is her complaint, but she's fucking insane. So
Yeah.
let's handle this delicately. And then somebody was like, delicately? Fuck no, I'm going to make a name with this.
Yeah. Somebody's touching kids.
Yeah, I'm going to
All
break the
right,
fucking
everybody freak
Satan
out.
diddle ring.
Fucking ridiculous. So,
Diddle ring kind
Um,
of sounds like a children's show. Like Daddle Doors or
boink, boink. Welcome back, kids, to the diddle ring.
it's the big yellow clock or whatever. Yeah.
Sounds
Diddle
like,
ring.
sounds like that show
diddle
should be
ring.
prosecuted.
So the initial trial lasted from April of 87 to January of 1990. It ended in not guilty verdicts for 52 of the counts, and they were hung on 12 molestation
They
charges.
hung them?
The jury was hung
Oh.
on 12 molestation charges for Ray Bucky and 1 count of criminal conspiracy on him and on his mother. So it was declared a mistrial, and the judge dropped the conspiracy charge on Bucky's mother, but the DA's office was like, hold up, let's try it. Let's do this again. So they bring Ray Bucky back to stand trial a fucking second time for 8 of the 12 molestation charges, 52 of the counts, not guilty. 12 that they were, at an impasse on. They were deadlocked. So the DA brings him back on 8 of those 12 deadlocked fucking counts. And the second trial ends in July of 1990 with another deadlocked jury. And this time, the prosecutor says he's fucking done with Ray Bucky.
Yeah.
By the way, Ray Bucky spends 5 years of this trial in jail because at first they wouldn't offer him a bond. And then when they finally did, it was like $1 million bond. They couldn't, like, the family didn't have that fucking money, especially because now they're fucking only the whole family works at this fucking place.
The whole fucking one, they're not making any income because the whole fucking place is shut down. Two, they're all on trial at once.
Yeah.
You know what I would do if I was Ray Bucky? Like sincerely?
Sue the piss out of that fucking
No, I would
county?
fucking kill myself.
Yeah, probably.
Like, no, like, I'm not an exaggeration at all. Like, not only is his life completely ruined, like, he would have to move God knows states away to
by the
fucking find anything like a clean slate.
Shit.
If any rumor of that shit caught up with him at any point in his life, he would have to fucking move again.
Yeah.
Like,
1,000%.
that's it. He's done.
I'm pretty sure he still lives in Manhattan Beach.
That's insane.
Yeah.
He can't afford to move anywhere else.
Yeah, no
right?
shit.
It is fucking business got shut down.
By the way,
Fuck.
his mother was in jail for 2 of those 5 years.
If I was his mother, I would have fucking
with
killed myself.
$1 million bail before they finally
The
released her.
wheelchair bound?
No, that's the grandmother.
Oh,
If I was the grandmother, you know what I would have done?
The grandmother
I
she
would've
never had to go to trial.
strapped a bunch of explosives to my wheelchair and wheeled it into the county courthouse. Like, I'm already almost out of here.
Meemaw, what you doing here?
Fucking revenge.
Boom.
So what's funny is the DA later admitted that he was a fucking big dumb asshole for bringing charges, and that he realizes now that
that
the
fixes
evidence. What's that?
That fixes it then.
Yeah, that the evidence had been corrupted by Children's Institute International. His quote is, "I made a mistake by not dismissing against all the defendants. They, the prosecutors, operated on a single principle, which was a fallacy. Quote, no child can make up such stories. Therefore, it was okay to lead them and push them. These kids believed what they said because it had been planted in their heads."
Kids make up crazy shit all the time.
No shit, right?
Kids are insane. They're technically on LSD until they're like fucking 7.
My daughter believes that there are real unicorns.
Fucking, and what evidence has there been to suggest that, lady? Have you seen any?
None.
The aftermath of this was that the McMartins lost their fucking business, which had, by the way, had been completely above reproach until they had never had a complaint.
Not a complaint.
Nothing. The remaining family members are basically fucking recluses now, even though the community has squared with the fact that this was all a fucking fabricated panic. I mean, if it was me, I probably would never talk to anybody again. I'd be like,
would
fucking
swim into the ocean. I would fucking I would just swim as far as I could until I was dead. That's like
I wouldn't have stayed there. I don't know how they stayed there. I wouldn't have stayed there. So
I can't even imagine. I can't imagine staying there because without murdering people, without literally just walking out of my house with a machete and just fucking chopping people. I don't know how the fuck you do that. But 2, I can't imagine like reconciling that you were going to live this life from then on, you know?
Yeah.
Even if you moved away and it was a pretty clean slate, say you moved into the fucking Alaskan wilderness, into a fucking shack, fine.
And you know,
but you're
there's
still like your brain, your memories of all this shit.
You know,
like,
there
Jesus.
are still people who either still, no matter how little evidence, believe that you're a fucking child molester.
Yeah, there's no way around it. Because why would God let that happen to you unless you were
right? And even if they're like, oh, okay, he was, maybe wasn't a child molester, it still gives you the ick about that. But even being accused of something like that, like
you don't come back from just some sort of accusation.
Yeah, doesn't happen.
Not that
No,
one.
not
Not that
that
one
one.
for sure.
No.
So really interestingly, the real fucking victims of this is the fucking kids. So several of them have come out and said they weren't abused. They just didn't really understand the repercussions like we talked about. Some of them, the ones that were younger at the time, are still really fucked up. Like they're really confused about what happened and what they say they have memories of, but they don't know if those are real memories or fabricated ones because they're so fucking young.
That's rough.
And you've got your parents going, no, you were flushed down a toilet and fucked by a, satanic cult member.
Professor
That's
Snake,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so a lot of these kids are just psychologically kind of fucked, dude.
Hopefully,
So-
at least one of them turned out to be like a real heavy goth, and they were like, hell yeah.
I mean, I will say with a high degree of certainty that you did more damage to these kids by fucking conducting that investigation the way that you did than if you had done it with like a little bit more fucking tact and concern for those
Yeah,
kids.
it's gnarly.
Fortunately, this did lead to a lot of changes in the ways that kids can be questioned in criminal cases. Key McFarland did own up to her shitty job.
I was about to ask.
She said later that she was, quote, naive and never having been part of a case like this.
Yeah, but can she be prosecuted? Because
Yeah,
I feel
like-
like she should be.
I don't know.
You were-
Fabricating evidence.
You're
But
a
I mean,
hired
yeah.
you're a hired professional. Like
That's
there's
all
no,
kind of
like, I
conjecture,
was
though.
naive.
Yeah.
that's all conjecture.
When you're an
you could say you
adult-
fabricated evidence if you can't prove that it was on purpose.
But
Then,
if you're an adult and you engage yourself,
then now
in
you've
some
got the
behavior
Manhattan
like that,
Beach Police Department
you are-
conducting another fucking criminal trial
It's just
with
you're-
no evidence.
Which
As
we
an-
can prove that they're not good at.
Right.
as an adult, you have to be aware that you are not fit for that. You know, like if you're like, this was naive, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like
If
you
at some
can't
point you
fucking,
become
Right.
aware.
When they said, Key McFarland, you're going to have to interview 400 kids about intense allegations of fucking crazy. Well, the satanic shit didn't start coming up until they started doing the
No.
investigation, the questioning of the kids. And like I said, it wasn't until the prosecution, which by the way, it was already in courts and everything, prosecution started watching these in order and just watching her feed the kids stuff. And then the story's just getting more and more and
All right,
more
I
and
can-
more elaborate.
with a little perspective, I can see how she could get wrapped up in that because, like, think of it like a
Yeah,
movie.
you think you've got a hero complex.
Yeah, think of it like a movie, right? Like you're okay. You're already working for this children's institute.
Mhm.
You're going to be dealing with some kids. They want you to ask some questions, and I'm sure you've already been tasked previously in your life with asking similar questions to at least a small.
Yeah, she
a
was
small
running
group.
the
Yeah.
institute.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So like this isn't like a
And
new
this
thing.
institute was there doing, social work for
But say like
families and kids.
Say the movie already did 15 minutes covering the background of all this, and the teachers look innocent and all that shit, and this happens, and then like bit by bit through the interviews, this fucking satanic shit starts popping up, and the music starts to intensify and get a little more tense. It's the immediate assumption is like, oh, that's the
There's something
truth.
going on,
That's
yeah.
the truth
There's
behind
something,
this.
yeah.
And the movie's gonna fucking suck real bad if 45 minutes later they go, whoop, nope.
Yeah. So ultimately, this case lasted 7 years and cost upward of $15 million.
Yo.
I'm not sure if it still holds the record, but at least up until a few years ago, it was the longest, most expensive criminal trial in U.S. history.
Do we know what Bucky's up to now?
He owns a string of gas stations.
He's got to be.
Oh!
He's got to be pretty up there in years because I think he was in his late 20s, early 30s when this all went down.
What was
In the
his
early 80s.
When was he supposed to be in? When was he supposed to be in jail till?
I mean, there was never any sentencing or anything like that.
Mm.
It would have all depended on how many charges he got convicted of, and
Yeah, he just spent 5 years just.
he spent 5 years. Yeah, they wouldn't at first. They wouldn't give him a bond to get out. They said, no, you're gonna have to wait till the trial concludes. And then as the trial dragged on and dragged on and dragged on, then they said, okay, $1 million bail. And they were like, okay, well, we don't have that, so I guess I'll just sit here. And
He's
then
like, okay, well, I guess we'll
eventually-
put a second mortggage on the school.
Yeah, well,
Doubt they can
before
sell
you
the
drive
school
over
with,
there,
Well, it's in. We could probably sell it as like a kit.
they demolished the school.
Fuck,
School ended up getting fucking bulldozed.
that's insane.
Yeah.
Before they were even.
No.
I'm
After-
thinking
I mean,
while he's in jail, they're like, yeah, we just bulldozed this.
there
bitch.
was no way. There's no way you're gonna reopen that school.
Did they find the
That's just
dungeons when they
crazy.
bulldozed it?
No.
There they are.
Dang it, we missed them.
So one of
The
the
first
victims.
time.
So I listened to a bunch of interviews and stuff like that. One of the victims is a girl who was like, I want to say she was like 8 at the time. She's probably about 50 now, early 50s. So she's a documentarian now, and she has been trying to get a lot of the kids to come out and sort of give their story and stuff. I guess she's been trying to make a documentary about it. But she even talked about in her interview about how like once she got older and she realized that like nothing happened, and like trying to tell her mother, and her mother looking at her like, okay, yeah, you were just young, you don't remember. Like her mother still is convinced
Right.
that she was fucking molested, and
Which
she's
is fucking crazy.
and she's talking about like the intense therapy for years and years and years and trying to fucking square with the fact that like she was basically just all these fucking crazy things implanted in her mind.
Mhm.
And then all of the adults around her believe that and reinforce it. And you're so fucking young and suggestible that it's like there comes a point, and that's what I was talking about. A lot of these kids suffer still. Some of them suffered with it for a long time of, wait, did that actually happen? Or
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So there was a local reporter at the time that I listened to his interview, and he was talking about how initially he was like, yeah, they're guilty. And then as he started reporting this and seeing the tapes and all that shit, he went to his house. He had like a 4-year-old daughter at the time. And he just was like, I'm going to try something out. So he went to the house, and he was like, talking to his daughter, he's like, "Oh, you got a boo-boo on your finger today, huh?" And she was like, "No." And he's like, "Really? Mommy told me that you closed your finger in the door and you got a boo-boo. Is your finger hurt?" And she's like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, well, it's like pressed her like 3-4 times on it." He's like, "Are you sure you didn't get a boo-boo from smashing your finger?" And like eventually she's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, okay, you want me to give it a kiss and put a Band-Aid on it? And does your finger hurt?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he was like, in fucking 4 questions, I got my daughter to completely fabricate a thing.
Right.
So he immediately, like at that point, he was like, this can't be fucking real. This, by the way, was not the only daycare case. Like a lot of other daycares got swept up in this fucking mass hysteria. And there were other people who went to jail over this shit, only to later be declared innocent. I was watching news stories where people were like, 1,400 kids in Manhattan Beach, like not news reporters, like people on the street, like being interviewed. And they're like, we've got to do something. 1,400 kids are being molested by Satanists. And I'm like, you think every kid in your whole fucking community is getting molested by Satanist cults?
Ray Bucky passed away July 14th, 2022.
Oh.
He was 68 years old.
Yeah, he was pretty up there.
Wow.
That's still not that old, man. I got to believe
68 is not that old.
That shit probably had to take years off of his fucking life.
Yeah. Well, 68.
Not only that, like you're in jail or prison or wherever maybe not, but those 5 years, like you said, had to put a lot of stress and.
I will say that on his obituary online, there are lots and lots of Ray was a wonderful man. Ray was a light in a crowd. Yeah. Ray always had a smile on his face.
It's people trying to make up for almost fucking burying this guy.
Ray had magical toilets.
I would be the nicest person to that guy for the rest of my fucking life, if even for a second.
Was proud to call Raymond a friend. He was a great man. I'm sure he'll be missed by many.
Yeah. So we mentioned the West Memphis Three. You want to talk about that one too?
Let's do it.
We can see what happens when the same fucking panic sweeps rural Podunk, Arkansas, as opposed to smart, wealthy California.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, it's basically the fucking same shit.
I would assume someone got lynched.
It's the same fucking shit, except for people get convicted. In the case of the West Memphis Three, at least there was a crime committed, a pretty fucked up, horrific crime. But do you guys know much about this case?
I have no idea.
I feel like everybody knows the term the West Memphis Three.
Yeah, I've definitely heard it before.
It's certainly a highly publicized case, which doesn't really quite fit into what we normally do here, but we could do a brief rundown of this fucking terrible miscarriage of justice too. So West Memphis is in Arkansas, right? Memphis, Tennessee sits right on the Mississippi River, like right on the dividing line. You're making it worse by being so obvious about it.
I'm trying to eat a cookie. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
My blood sugar went low after all this.
Okay. Memphis, Tennessee sits right on the Mississippi River, which is the dividing line there for Tennessee and Arkansas. So West Memphis is its own city in a whole different county, in a whole different state than Memphis, Tennessee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and despite how close it is, because it's right there, it's much smaller, much more rural area than across the river in Memphis proper, right? West Memphis, Arkansas has a population of about 25,000 people as opposed to 1.4 million in Memphis proper, right? Mm. It's got a median income of $27K today.
Whoa.
$27K medium annual income. The average in the rest of the U.S. is 78.
So
that sucks
small.
Bad. That sucks real bad.
78 is the median household income in the average for the country. They've got 27K. About 28% of the population there live below the poverty line. Its education system ranks 1 out of 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I'm not trying to talk shit again, just trying to paint a fucking picture of this very poor semi-rural community.
Yeah, fuck West Memphis, Arkansas.
It does play a factor. I'm probably pretty sure most of the people who live there would agree with you. But so this happens on May 5th, 1993. 3 boys are playing, riding bikes around in the neighborhood.
Wait, what day was it you said?
May 5th, 93.
May 5th, okay.
Yeah. What?
My birthday's May 25th. I was like, please let's not do this on my birthday.
No, May 5th of 93. So these 3 boys riding their bikes around the neighborhood, playing in the woods, having a fucking pretty cool day. And these kids are Steve Branch, Chris Byers, and Michael Moore.
Hold on.
The Michael Moore?
Yeah.
No, not fat documentarian Michael Moore.
Oh.
Was it Chris Byers?
Chris Byers, Stevie Branch, and Michael Moore.
Did these kids go missing?
Mm-hmm.
Will Byers is the kid in Stranger Things that goes missing.
These kids go missing for a day.
I know. But
they're found.
I get you. But
It's not.
It's the timeline, like the time period.
that they used buyers as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that on purpose.
Probably.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It had to have been.
Yeah.
So yeah, Steve Branch, Chris Byers, Michael Moore, they're all 8 years old. They're best friends. They all go to the same school. They're in fucking Cub Scouts together. They're doing 8-year-old best friend shit, right? Riding books, rural fucking area, woods, or riding bikes rather, playing in the woods. Fucking shit sounds awesome, right?
Right.
At some point, the otherwise cool day becomes decidedly fucking uncool when none of these kids shows up at home that evening.
Mm-hmm.
They are reported missing. Search parties spend the night looking for them. They don't find shit until the following day. They find the boys. It's pretty gruesome. They are all severely beaten. They're tied up with their shoelaces, not like arms behind the back, legs.
Uh-huh.
It's like their left arm to left ankle, right arm to right ankle. So they're like splayed out like frogs.
Okay.
They are completely naked. They're submerged in a creek. Their clothes are all wrapped around sticks, and the sticks are shoved down into the creek mud underwater, so that like they're wrapped around the sticks and then shoved down, so the clothes stay underwater. And last bit of the uncomfortable details here: Chris Byers has multiple lacerations on his body, probably from a knife. And sorry guys, skip ahead if you're squeamish. His scrotum and the skin from his penis has been completely removed. All right,
Jesus.
that's enough of that.
Whoa.
That's enough. That's the gory details. That's that, right? We're not going to jump back into that anymore. The coroner rules that Steve
Hey,
Branch...
Jake, welcome to the show.
Hey, man. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. The coroner rules that Steve Branch and Michael Moore died from multiple injuries and drowning. These kids were beaten severely beaten, right? And Chris Byers' cause of death was from just multiple injuries. So just the knife stabs and
Bleeding
slicing.
out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
one very curious detail is that there is no blood at the scene where these bodies are found.
Well, they're in a creek.
Yeah, but you got to believe they didn't get beaten in the creek probably.
Uh-huh.
They had to get tied up and all that shit. You can't do that in the water, or it would be pretty difficult to do it in the water. There weren't any signs of sexual assault. I don't necessarily think that's a silver lining, but from just a criminal pathology standpoint, it's kind of interesting. Like crimes like these are
cutting the scrotum off of somebody.
I was going to
is
say,
kinda-
cutting.
yeah,
Yeah. That seems like sexual assault to some degree.
in terms of any
Right.
pre or post mortem.
Yeah, you
sexual,
can't tell if he was alive or dead at that
sodomizing
point.
and shit.
Yeah.
So crimes like these are usually perpetuated by people who have some sort of like history with diddling kids. You know what I mean? So the whole crime scene is fucking difficult right from the onset. This is in 1993.
Yeah, rural Arkansas. I can't believe that the cops in the early 90s were super equipped to fucking find that situation.
No. So
True Detective season 3.
I was about to say.
Yeah. Great fucking season.
is that the Ali Mahershala
Mahershala Ali and
Chicken Marsala?
but what? Mahershala.
Ali Chicken Marsala.
I want to say that's racist.
Why?
It's not, though.
You don't know if he's Italian.
He could be.
Hey, North Africa's right there, bud.
Mahershala Ali and Steven Dorff.
With
a great not cameo, like a great partial season supporting role by Scoot McNairy, one of my favorites.
cool.
You guys know Scoot?
No. Nobody
No.
knows Scoot other than
Everyone
you and his
fucking
mom.
knows Scoot McNairy.
No.
Okay, he's
Hold
the
on.
best.
Any relation to Skeeter?
No, that's you talking like Skeet Ulrich,
No, like Skeeter and
What's his
Doug.
name? Scoot McNally is that what he said?
Scoot McNairy.
McNary? Dumb. I hate him.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, fuck you.
You never saw
Fuck you, Scoot.
You never saw Killing Him Softly?
With his words.
Probably not.
You never saw
You know the answers to these questions.
Argo?
Yeah, I did see Argo.
You did see Argo?
Mhm.
Okay, he's the fucking the Iranian hostage who's like a real asshole the whole time, and then at the end
Don't
he
remember.
actually is the one who does like the last like thing.
Hold on, I feel like I've
I wanna
never
say
seen
Ben
Argo.
Affleck.
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
I wanna
was
say
in
Ben
Argo.
Affleck.
and Scoot McNairy.
That wasn't one of those movies where Ben Affleck played all the characters, just dressed
No,
up differently.
he just wrote, directed.
It wasn't
and
like a
fucking
Medea
starred in it.
movie.
Wrote, directed.
I think
and-
actually just directed and starred. I don't think you wrote it.
It wasn't Tyler Perry's.
Tyler Perry's Argo starring.
Tyler Perry's. Tyler Perry's Medea Goes to Iran.
Whoa. I'd
she
watch it.
would have solved the whole crisis real fast though. You know,
Real quick.
Oh my god.
Medea
Okay.
don't play.
I can't do what I wanted to do. Just then.
All
Why?
right.
Why are you shaking your head at
I'm
me?
not. Just
Back to this.
moving on.
Back to this awful crime scene. It's 1993. We're still in the throes of Satanic Panic shit, right? So Pretty quickly, detectives zero in on the clothes wrapped around the sticks and pushed down into the mud, and the way the bodies are tied, and the lack of blood on the scene.
Seems ritualistic.
And they come up with this theory. It looks like some cult shit.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, when the fucking prevalence of like evil cults are
When
everywhere.
that's a thing, yeah.
Especially if you're in a rural area, you've never seen any shit like this before,
Right.
and you're hearing like reports from the big city with fucking Satanists sacrificing babies and shit.
Well,
you
it's
know?
also not normal. It's not that's not how you would necessarily tie up a body.
No, that's a weird one.
It's very weird. It's very
But like at the same time, nowadays it would be the equivalent of finding those kids covered in fucking pizza and being like, "Oh, Pizzagate. This is."
Well, that's a whole
This
different
is it.
thing. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like
Yeah,
the fucking
yeah.
the scuttlebutt in the atmosphere. You know, it's just be like, okay, well, this is a ritual sacrifice, obviously.
100%.
Why would you fucking cut this poor kid's balls off?
Yeah.
You know?
Jeez.
Satan, obviously, because you need to make Satan potions.
Right. They zero in almost immediately on a young man named Damien Eccles, right? Eccles is a poor kid from a poor family in the area. The social workers in the area know him because they frequently have to go to the trailer where he lives. He's had a couple brushes with the law. A year or so earlier, he and his girlfriend had attempted to run away together, and when it started raining, they broke into an abandoned trailer. They were arrested. He was somehow charged with burglary.
Well, yeah, he
Of
broke
an
broke
empty
into.
space?
Yeah. You guys probably don't remember this, but the 90s also, there was like this whole thing where they would throw the book at kids. It was like, all these kids are fucking, that's like when all this scared straight.
Tried
yeah.
his result. Tried as an adult was like the new like
that's when it became a thing.
fucking hot
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
So any kind of trouble that any kids got into, especially like in the 90s, was like I said, that's when all that scared straight shit
Yeah,
started.
especially if you were fucking
kids
black.
getting
Like,
charged.
How
yeah.
many black 13-year-olds got fucking charged as adults
Jesus
throughout
Christ,
the whole
for
period?
dumb shit too.
Unreal.
So the whole country was like, "Yep, throw him in prison, like for any fucking thing." We might maybe do an episode on that one day.
I'm glad things have gotten so much better.
So Damien got into some trouble also with his best friend Jason Baldwin for some vandalism and shoplifting.
Is that like one of the Baldwins?
Yes. Jason and Damien both live in the same trailer park. They attend the same school. And they're also the weird kids, right? They listen to fucking Slayer and Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden, and they always wear black t-shirts and jeans.
Trench coats.
Damien has long jet black hair, and they don't have fucking a ton of friends. Damien also has a fascination with religion. As a kid, he read a bunch of books on the Catholic Church and the Catholic faith. And as he's gotten into his teen years, he's really interested in Wicca. So police question the boys. They insist that they had nothing to do with it, right? Obviously. So there really isn't anything in the way of physical evidence. There were a couple of real weird things that happened. One of the things is that there was a guy who drove an ice cream truck that like a day or two after the murders fucking cheesed it to California. They actually ended up getting that guy and questioning him. And you can see the video of this guy being questioned, and he's fucking freaking out.
He says, they're like, why did you run to California? He says, because I'm the fucking ice cream man, man.
No, he admits that he's got a history of drugs and drinking and stuff. At one point, he says, maybe I could have blacked out and killed those kids.
Oof.
I don't know. And then he immediately like recants it. But you can watch the video.
That's not
And
a
this
fucking
guy,
blackout,
this
though.
guy wasn't fucking
and
persecuted?
he's freaking out the whole time he's in the
Mm.
interrogation room. Like he's standing up, he's punching walls. He's like, when they leave him there by himself, he's like kicking chairs and like freaking the fuck out. There was also the same night these kids go missing. There's a Bojangles fast food restaurant where a man walks in, bloody and disoriented, and goes and locks himself in the women's bathroom for like 30 minutes and then leaves.
Ugh.
Did it happen
in a
to be
hurry.
the ice cream man?
It was not an ice cream man. Bojangles guy was 20-something, 30-year-old black
You
male,
wanna know-
and the what?
Something so just like, all right, so I immediately made that Stranger Things connection, right?
Mhm.
Then there's the trailer park with all the fucking the kids. That's
Mhm.
Stranger Things season 3. The nature of all these crimes has been talked over and repeated in different variations in so many different areas of media.
Mhm.
Like
Well,
the fucking going into the Bojangles bathroom thing, that's Stephen King's The Outsider. Fucking like there's just so many different
Yeah.
stories that this is sent, like this is obviously an inspiration for. I can't believe I don't know this fucking story.
When was Stephen King's
Well,
The
hold on.
Outsider?
Stephen
Isn't-
King's The Outsider is a story about
When did he write that?
he wrote that like 2000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay, so
and
yeah,
there was
probably.
an HBO series that came out like 5 years ago.
Isn't it like art imitates life?
I think that's what it. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
there would be an inspiration for
And
this kind of thing.
so, I
It's
mean,
just the details are so specific. Like the True Detective season 2 or season 3. That's a very clear, like, okay, Satanic Panic, Arkansas, this time period. That's what this is based around. The Stranger Things thing, fucking
Stranger
80s,
Things
early 90s. That's very, very
leans
obvious.
a lot on this stuff. Yeah,
Very obvious.
yeah.
The Outsider. It's the horrific nature of the murders is sort of replicated in The Outsider, except it relies on like sodomy and some other things. But that whole story is based around a literal shape-shifting demon that comes to town
Jesus.
and like turns into Jason Bateman in the fucking show.
Is this
And he goes into like a restroom at a place so that everyone sees him be there. So that when he leaves, everyone's just gonna think it's that guy.
Well, so when the police respond to Bojangles, because Bojangles calls the cops and says, "There's a guy here, fucking bloody, like in the bathroom. He locked himself in the ladies' room and he was not coming out." By the time the police officer responded, she drives up to the drive-through, and
Can I have some red beans and rice, please?
Chicken biscuit.
Chicken and a biscuit, please.
Yeah, I'll get to the fucking report. Can I have a chicken biscuit?
I'm hungry.
I'm gonna need that like on the house too. Okay.
Now.
Yeah. So they told her that the guy had already left, and she was like,
well, what the fuck?
and they were like, he already left, but he left the bathroom all fucking bloody, and he left a pair of sunglasses in there. And she was like, okay,
score, sunglasses.
and leaves. She says, okay, and leaves.
Yo.
This is 93. You already have DNA evidence.
Jesus
It's right
Christ.
there.
It's right there. And even if you don't know that these kids are missing yet,
You go and get some in case.
there might be a crime. The bloody guy just came into Bojangles disoriented and locked himself in a fucking ladies' room for 30 minutes and then left in a hurry. That seems like a, hey, let's get that blood just in
let's
case.
grab a to-go bag.
In case somebody calls
this
in a
DNA.
crime tonight.
Yeah.
Sounds like a very rural area. You know, like we've been in plenty of places in the fucking South that's like, oh, okay, he already left. All right, then.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
So those two things
Go
happen.
clean that up.
Those two things happen, but they are zeroed in on Baldwin and Eccles, right?
I'd like to think that the person that just started that evening at Bojangles had to go clean that up.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
They're like, hey,
And that person scored some free sunglasses.
hey, Rick.
Actually, hang on to that because they actually saved some of the blood and the sunglasses that they turned over to police later.
The worker like saved some of the shit.
Yeah, whoever cleaned it saved some of that shit.
Because he wasn't involved.
Because he's a better police officer than the West Memphis Police Department.
Yeah,
damn.
1000%.
So a month goes by, and you can imagine that this fucking community is very curious to know who brutally murdered 3 8-year-old boys.
Yeah, slightly more than curious.
Yeah. The police are under a ton of pressure, and they know that there's no fucking evidence there. Damian Eccles isn't officially a suspect, but he's a weird kid. So, you know, like, and then the cops, you know, they keep saying that he's just not a person of interest. He's a source of information.
Right.
They question him about some cult stuff, and they question him about like, oh, the blood. Why do you think the blood's missing? And he's like, well, you know, in Wicca, like, blood has a very creates a
not
very
helping
strong
his-
bond. Blah, blah.
Oh.
He doesn't
He's
know
not
he's a
helping
fucking-
his case.
Yeah, he's a
They're
17-8-year-old.
fucking plumbing him as like the supernatural resource.
Right.
And as a teenager who's into that kind
Right.
of shit, he's feeding into it because
Right.
he's like, oh, okay, yeah,
Well,
I
this
can
is
help.
why he
I-
thinks he's
this
helping.
is what I understand. This is what I read.
He thinks he's
He
helping.
thinks he's
and all he's
helping.
doing is ostracizing himself as a weird guy
100%.
and reinforcing these cops' belief that this was some kind of cult thing. And who's
Yep.
the guy who knows all the cult things in the community?
Yeah, it's this
who's
guy
the
that
weird
thinks
kid
he's
with the
helping
no
us.
friends.
yeah,
Yeah.
He thinks he's fucking a Hardy Boy over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hardly, boy.
So the cops then decide to question Jesse Miskelly. Miskelly is a friend of Eccles and Baldwin at school, but he's not like really super tight with them. He's just another like weird outcast kid. He is 17 years old when they bring him in to question him. They question him for 12 hours with no parent or fucking counsel present.
Is that legal? How old is he?
17. No, it
Okay.
is not.
Okay.
And also, interesting to note, Miskelly has an IQ of 72.
Oh,
Yo.
wow.
Yeah, which means he barely has a functioning adult brain.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is
just for-
probably why he was the third wheel of that
Yeah,
fucking
just
gang.
just for reference, you know, I know it's a ridiculous comparison, but in the movie Forrest Gump, Forrest Gump has a higher IQ than 72.
Yeah. No, it sounds like those two kids were ostracized, kind of weird metal 80s kids, and
And they had
they had a mentally challenged kid that would
challenged-
like come hang out
yeah.
with them sometimes, and they'd be like, "Yeah, it's cool."
They just entertained him.
yeah, because they're
Yeah.
probably fucking nice kids.
because he was
Yeah.
because he was an outcast too. So come hang out with us. We're outcasts.
Yeah, whatever. We're just gonna go fucking fishing.
Yeah, we just go throw rocks at trains, whatever.
So during this questioning, the police managed to get 40-something minutes videotaped out of 12 hours.
Mhm.
In those 40-something minutes, Jesse incriminates Eccles, Baldwin, and himself to a lesser extent, right? Oh, by the way, before his incriminating answers, Miss Kelly agreed to take a polygraph, again, with no parent or fucking counsel present.
It also seems like the whole suggestive thing with the last
Yeah.
bit, they were just suggesting him like, hey, let's do
Yeah.
this thing.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So
Okay.
he agrees to do this polygraph. They ask him all the questions, and the guy reading the polygraph says, this is in the police station. He says, quote, he's lying his ass off.
Yo.
About the incriminating everybody?
About
Yeah.
the polygraph
the
when they were asking him
polygraph.
stuff about the kids, about whether he was involved.
Uh-huh.
The guy says he's lying his ass off.
He flip flops
So-
the evidence.
By the way, that polygraph, when analyzed later by someone else, by another polygraph guy, said it showed no signs of deception when Jesse Miskelly was asked if he, Damien Eccles, or Jason Baldwin had anything to do with the murders.
How do you guys feel about polygraph tests?
It was,
Do you want to know what I think?
I think
They're
there's a
very-
reason they're not admissible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very easy to fake.
Yeah, I think people with high blood pressure are fucked if they take a polygraph.
I once read like a thing where you can. It's very easy to. What's the word I'm looking for?
like
Fake them.
Fake it, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if you have like a tack in your shoe and you're asked about something, you can like press your toe on a tack, and it'll like
It'll, like,
spike
spike
it.
some shit,
It'll
yeah.
spike it super hard.
I would just rather not do a crime that I'm going to be required to take or asked to do a polygraph over.
Yeah, but I mean,
What kind of
but that's
what
the
kind
thing.
of crime would you?
We're
want to
literally
be?
talking
You know,
about somebody who
not
did
coming
not.
to a full stop at a stop sign,
Yeah, we're literally talking about somebody
blazing it through a red light.
somebody who did not commit a crime
Right.
and is still doing a polygraph.
I
Yeah.
think by design, polygraphs,
fucked him.
like field sobriety tests,
Uh-huh.
polygraphs by design are made to be easier to fail than they are to pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think polygraphs are interesting, but I don't think that they should hold up in court.
It was after all this, after the polygraph and the guy saying he's lying his ass off, that's when Jesse Miskelly confesses,
Mhm.
quote unquote, which he later recanted. And if you listen to it, it's like full of shit that never actually happened. Like in addition to just none of them doing it, he claimed he watched Eccles rape one of the boys. Well, there's no fucking evidence of that. And just the story shifts a lot in his confession, like to the point where during his trial, the defense brings in an expert on false confessions and police coercion. He's a sociology professor at UC Berkeley. I can't remember his name, but he testified that the confession was like a classic case of police coercion.
Once again, the cops are the devil.
Satan.
Satan.
Either way, Miss Kelly's confession gets leaked to the press. And so
Yeah.
now,
So it should be thrown
fucking-
out at that point, right?
now there's all kinds of fucking, well, and that's the crazy thing is like they didn't, the judge in the case was a fucking absolute old Arkansas piece of fucking trash bag asshole. Yeah, they fucking run with this. So now you've got the news again. These kids and their demonic cult and the fucking Satan shit. And this one's into Wicca stuff. And that says it just causes all fucking hell to break loose.
Yeah.
So quick cap on this because we're not going to spend a ton of time on the West Memphis Three. But
Hold on a second. I know how this ends. I can guess. During the trial, Satan himself appears and laughs and says, "Yes, my
and
children,
Jesus
yes."
and the Virgin Mary.
And they all fucking
That would
fight
be
it out.
way cooler than what probably actually
Yeah,
happened.
Michael
fight
the
out there.
which
Archangel.
was a how do you say retarded?
mentally challenged.
mentally challenged, a mentally challenged kid, and the only two people that ever paid any attention to him went to jail.
Yeah, that sucks. That's a sad ass story.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, also the murders.
the state ends
Well,
up.
the murders
Yeah.
suck too, but I mean,
There's
they
a,
never
there's a
caught the
worse
fucking
thing.
ice cream man.
There's a worse thing. The state severs Miss Kelly's trial so that they can use his confession against Eccles and Baldwin. Because there's some rule where, like, if the trial's all together, then his case bullshit about legal shit, right? So they sever him, and despite
Like cut his legs off?
Is
they
that
sever
double
his trial, so
double
okay.
jeopardy?
so he stands trial on his own. Eccles and Baldwin are tried together.
Damn.
Despite enormous missteps in the handling of the investigation. Remember how I said the Bojangles employee gave the cops the blood in the glasses?
Yeah.
So there's a point where the lead investigator is on the stand and the defense counsel asks, what was the results of that blood? And the lead investigator says, I don't know. It was lost.
What?
Yeah.
What? But did
The only evidence in a fucking triple
That
homicide?
could exonerate them, yeah.
But
I don't know,
then-
it got lost.
it got lost?
And the defense counsel was like, it got lost, and he's like, yeah, that was my fault.
Yeah,
I don't
that-
know
you
what
know-
happened to it.
Oh, you know what that means is that it fucking exonerated them.
It got thrown
Yeah.
away. He took the sunglasses.
Yeah, right.
he's wearing them on
Well,
the
if it
stand.
didn't,
He's wearing them on the stand. He's like, I have no idea what happened to that blood.
But don't these glasses look cool as shit? They're
It's-
new. They're new.
It is a fucking tale as old as time that like when cops can't catch a real suspect for a murder, they'll just pin it on somebody, and when it can get pinned on somebody as conveniently
Oh
as
man,
the
that
town
happens
weirdos.
so often.
It's so like
What-
I kind of one day I want to do the life and crimes of fucking Henry Lee Lucas.
Okay.
Yeah, Henry Lee Lucas was like killed like I think like his mother.
Yeah.
You know, maybe
he
one
killed
other
like
person.
one or two people, but they
Yeah,
pinned
they pinned
so
a ton,
many
yeah.
things.
hundreds of murders because he would
Hundreds.
just be like, "Yeah, I did that
Yeah,
one.
I did that.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
admitted to.
Yeah.
What was his like the fucking what do they call him?
The
tattletale murderer
some
or
shit
some
like
dumb
that. Yeah.
shit.
But he was for a long time thought of as the most prolific serial killer of all time.
Yeah, and then
He went, and they're like,
and then
oh,
the
wait,
murder
there's
started
no
getting
way.
linked to other guys
Yeah.
when the
There's
people. Yeah,
there's that movie
While he's in jail, they're
Yeah.
like, oh, how did you do this? And he's like, meh.
There's that really like
did it.
actually really good but disturbing horror movie, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. And in that movie, they sort of like hint at like the versatility of this killer
Mhm.
because he talks about how every time I kill somebody, I do it a different way,
yeah.
which no serial killer fucking does.
No.
No,
That's-
because they do it for serial
it's like
killers
their
do it
thing,
for
yeah.
a thing.
Yeah. So
It's,
this in the movie, he's like, I always do a
Yeah.
different technique, and that's
no, you
crazy,
don't do
yeah.
a different technique. You have sex the same way
Right.
every time.
What happened is that in the 70s they started doing profiling, and then in the 80s, 86 I think they started being able to do DNA evidence, and then all that shit now it's incredibly hard to kill somebody.
You know
Get
what I'm
away with it.
realizing right now?
What?
Patrick, you fucking snuck a true crime episode in on me, you son of a bitch.
Wink.
I love when he winks at you.
Oh, by the way, there's, like I said, there's total lack of evidence for the most part. Here's some evidence that they used.
I can't wait.
These kids are weird.
A green fiber found on one of the kids is microscopically similar to a t-shirt in Damien Eccles' sister's closet. Whoa, hang on, because this one's damning. A red fiber is also microscopically similar to a robe in Jason Baldwin's mother's closet.
Don't you think they just stop at the same J.C. Penney?
Right?
They
Rural
also
Arkansas. Where
Like,
are you
come
getting
on,
your clothes?
you
They-
already said how remote this place
Also
is.
microscopically similar. Okay, so it's red rayon.
right, yeah,
Yeah, the same
Polyester.
thing.
Yeah.
They
cotton
use the same.
poly blend.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same red 40. You know.
I actually
Fuck,
saw the evidence piece with the two fibers side by side, and I was like, that one's not the same color. That's the glaring difference. Is that fiber is thicker and darker.
It's
So,
microscopically similar.
but microscopically similar.
If you go close enough, you'll notice they both have molecules.
they also
They're both made of the same stuff. Cotton.
the fucking. I see the fucking West Memphis Police Department with like their fucking Fisher Price microscope, like.
Well, look here.
Oh, do a booger on the slide next. Let's look at that close up. Whoa, now spit on it. Oh, whoa.
My spit is similar to the spit found at the. Wait a second.
Oh,
No, throw that one
no.
out. Throw that one out.
They also determined that Chris Byers' injuries were from a serrated knife. So they dragged the lake behind Baldwin's house, which, by the way, I saw an aerial shot. This lake's fucking huge and surrounded by trailers. And they found a big ass fucking serrated knife. And they were like, oh,
There it is.
there's the proof. There's a knife in this lake
But it didn't
that
pin it on
1,000
him.
people live around.
It didn't pin it on him at all.
They tried to use that as evidence, and then they said that an expert came in and said that the serrated edges don't match, and so there was a lot of fucking like just if you watch this trial, it was also one of the first trials that
Was
allowed
aired.
cameras in the courtroom, so it was like a
Ooh.
Yeah.
national
That's
fucking
some early
That is the
sensationalism
one
there.
thing. That is the one thing that I did know about this.
yeah. So when this is all said and done, Jesse Miskelly gets life plus 40 years. Jason Baldwin gets life without parole, pretty sure without, and Damien Eccles gets the death penalty.
Wait, is
Goddamn.
Eccles the?
He was the one that
Not
was
so
into
smart.
Wicca.
Oh, the Wicca.
Yeah, he's very intelligent. Very intelligent.
So the
kid.
informant is
Well,
the
the
one.
accidental informant who immediately recanted his shit.
It's unreal.
His trial was severed. He was tried separately. There's some really interesting fucking interviews with his lawyer, who basically, like, even after he got fucking, like, so the lawyer was a court appointed, right? These kids are all poor.
They're poor. Yeah.
So he came in thinking, okay, this kid confessed. Like, let me just get as good of a deal for him as possible. Keep him from getting fucking death penalty, whatever. And then when he started looking into the confession and seeing that this kid obviously doesn't have, like, his mental faculties are lacking, immediately was like, what the fuck happened? And then over time was like, this is obviously not the stuff that he's confessing to. Yeah. Stuff he's confessing to, some of it didn't even really happen. You're picking and choosing. Like, you coerced this kid into doing it. He's the one that got the polygraph examined by another polygraph person who came back and said, yeah, they asked the question. He said, no, there's no spike. There's no. And then after he was convicted and sentenced, that lawyer spent like fucking forever trying to appeals and like get this kid. He really believed. He was like, this is not how justice works. By the way, while you have these wrong kids in prison and you've closed the books on this, you've got a guy who brutally murdered 3 children just out.
Yeah,
out doing whatever.
He's not out doing whatever. He's out selling fucking ice cream to other fucking kids in California.
Or
Come
sitting
on,
at a
man.
booth in a Bojangles having a fucking
dude.
chicken biscuit right
no
now.
No fucking way, man. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
hold on. You talked about that blood and all that stuff, how it all just got thrown away.
It got lost, quote unquote. Yeah.
But
so
the sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
Some deputies got a
lead
sweet
detective's
pair
got
of
a fucking
sunglasses.
sweet pair of glasses.
Sick pair of Ray-Bans.
There was pretty immediate uproar in the rest of the country in terms of how this entire thing was handled. One of the prosecution's key witnesses was some old fuck who had a PhD in the occult and blah blah blah. And then it came out that he got his PhD from some fucking non-accredited online fucking bullshit, or it wasn't even online yet. I think it was like a mail-in
ITT
correspondence
Institute?
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
By
like
the way,
it was like a mail-in correspondence course.
Santa Fe.
And it's so fucking funny because the defense attorney gets up and he's like, how many classes did you attend to get your bachelor's degree? And the guy's like, well, classes? He knows that he's fucked.
Right.
And he's like, none. And he's like, oh, well, what about your master's degree? How many classes did you? None. How many did to get your PhD? And he's like, none. And then he's like, this is the college that you went to? And he names the college. He's like, yeah. He's like,
ITT
this is an unaccredited correspondence college.
Yeah. You're not an expert in dick.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe you are an expert in dick.
He's the only one in one of the documentaries that I watched that like is still like, no, I believe they're still guilty.
Wow.
So what ended up happening was with, the sort of prevalence of DNA evidence, there was a hair found on one of the kids' shoelaces. They got partial DNA out of it. It wasn't enough to do a full DNA rundown and like put it into a database and see if they could find, but it was enough to exonerate them because there are certain markers that were like completely opposite. There was also some saliva on one of the genitals of one of the kids that I didn't find out until like the very end, and that also exonerated them. There was no. But what's really funny, they didn't even exonerate them. They offered them something called an Alford plea.
Hold on, what's the Alford plea?
Super, super, super rare fucking legal anomaly where you, as the convicted and sentenced person, are still guilty, but the state's going to go ahead and let you go.
Whoa.
So as far as the state of Arkansas is concerned, those 3 men who spent 18 plus years in prison are now free, but their guilty verdicts are upheld, and therefore that crime the book is still closed on.
So they can't be retried.
Nope.
They can't be retried for something they obviously didn't do.
I think they could be. I don't think that's that legally affects them from being retried, but it's also an admission that we don't have the fucking.
Well,
we don't have a trial against you.
They could be retried, but not on the same evidence.
In light of new evidence, they could be.
Right. Wow.
The
That's
one guy, it was actually super touching. The one kid, Jason Baldwin, didn't want to sign the Alford plea.
Uh-huh.
He was like, I'm not going to sign something that says I'm guilty when I'm not guilty. And he was like talking about it. He's like, it's incredibly hard knowing that I could be out of here tomorrow, but I don't want the world. I just don't.
Well, you're not going to get a job. You're not going to
can't
get
sign
anything.
a thing saying I'm guilty for something that had nothing to do with.
Right.
And so it looked almost, and the Alford plea was dependent on all three of them signing it.
Fuck.
So he finally,
that's just coercive.
he finally ended up
So it's
signing
another
it.
coercive thing that the fucking.
He finally ended up signing it, and there was they did it all in a courtroom and everything, and like fucking Eddie Vedder is there, and like this shit got huge, and there were a ton of people that were like famous people that were very fucking invested in seeing these guys, seeing actual justice. So they ended up all signing it, and they went to Jason Baldwin, and they were like, you know what changed your mind? He's like, I didn't want to sign this, but they want to kill Damien.
The not so smart guy.
No.
Damien was the real smart
Damien
one,
was the very smart one. That was the one that was into Wicca and everything like that. And
I'm sorry,
he
I'm
got
not
the
following.
worst.
Yeah.
He got the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
I think
God damn, he signed
Jesse
it.
Miskelly
He was willing to stay in jail to not sign that shit, but he saved his friend's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It like
Which
literal
should show
tear-jerking
you-
moment.
Which
Literal
should also
tear-jerking
show you
moment.
like that he wouldn't be capable of that fucking murder. Also,
Yeah,
right, no
that's-
shit.
you know what I'm
That's-
saying? Like,
that level of empathy
Yeah.
sort
Yeah.
of precludes that you don't murder 3
Yeah,
children.
it was a very, very tear-jerking moment, and he was like, they want, like literally the way he said it, he was like, they want to kill Damien.
and what
He was
what
like, I
year
can't
was
let that happen.
Signed in.
They got out in 2002, I think. Let me look.
Fuck, bro.
Man,
They did. They were in prison for over 18 years.
This episode
that's
sucks.
crazy. Yeah, I thought I signed up for a different
I thought we
episode.
were talking about Iron Maiden and shit.
No, I'm really glad to be here. To be honest with you.
But yeah, I mean,
wanted to make jokes about Dungeons. Do you see, listen to the intro? The intro to this is so fun.
Satan.
I didn't include anything about sodomy or genital mutilation or fucking like child murder.
I know you wanted
or
to,
police
though.
corruption.
No, you wanted to.
But this is, but I mean, so, and this shit sort of, I mentioned at the top.
I did think this was going to be a slightly more fun rock and roll episode. I will admit that.
No, I told you that I was going to deep dive this bitch, and it was going to be one of our more serious ones.
Well, fuck.
And,
Hey,
then Patrick's
hey,
like,
Drew.
"Hey, bring Jake."
Hey, Drew, earlier in this episode, can we put a disclaimer down on some of this shit? Fucking trigger warning stuff in here.
It's all good, man. This shit needs to be known though, because
Yeah, the West Memphis Three, especially. That's fucking wild.
it's super fun.
Yeah. This is all stuff that, and it just gets repackaged. It gets repurposed. That's the Pizzagate shit and the QAnon shit is all the same type of fucking moral panic, like, oh my God, like, because I don't know.
Hold
like,
on, is
for
Pizzagate
what?
the one where they were standing in the trash bags having sex in the airports?
What?
Not that one.
Pizzagate is that there's some fucking
Is
pizza parlor in DC where politicians, I think specifically Democrats, go into the basement and do satanic
It's not-
rituals and drink kids adrenochrome.
What's
And some
what's-
guy actually went and shot up the pizzeria, and they were like, "We don't even have a fucking basement, dude. But there's no basement
There's
here."
no fucking base. Yeah,
It's like the fucking McMasters, dude. We don't
Yeah.
have. No, there are no catacombs and underground tunnels underneath our preschool. What are you talking about?
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
Goddamn.
what's the one I'm thinking of?
I have no idea, dude. Trash bag
Standing on
gate.
Standing on. What are they doing?
So there was this whole thing where like guys were doing gay stuff in I don't know if it was airports or
Guys were doing gay stuff.
I don't know if it was like airports or where it was, but essentially what they would do is they would like tap their foot in a certain way under
Oh, yeah.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's just fucking, dude. That's just anonymous
Oh.
airport fucking.
That ain't no gate.
No, there's no conspiracy. That's just code for how do I know if this dude wants to fuck me or not?
Yeah, I just remember like one
If
of
I
the
go
things they were doing.
tippity tappity tap tap tap, and he goes clack 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 clack.
Yeah,
Then
right.
now we're fucking.
We're fucking, but you have to stand in this paper bag so that no one can see your feet while you're. that was a thing. I promise you.
What about a paper bag is gonna? You can't see the feet, but you're gonna be like,
No, you
Are there-
stand in the paper bag.
yeah. What's
So
and then
no one
if
can
you're
see
in
your
the
feet.
if you're in the stall next door, you're looking under, going, what's wiggling around in that paper bag?
A snake.
Goddamn. You know-
Okay, now I'm gonna go let a fucking airport security guard know. Hey, there's a paper bag full of snakes in there.
Yeah, and by that time, I'm done.
You done came.
I mean, not me, but somebody else is done.
Somebody else, not me.
You know what's kind of frustrating, actually?
Oh, look, here's the map with all the satanic activity throughout the nation.
Oh, look at Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Well, it's mostly in Florida. It's mostly in Florida.
Yeah, Florida's
It's mostly in the Northeast.
You know, it's probably Santeria shit.
It's almost entirely in the Northeast.
What's a little frustrating?
And then California. Woo!
If you look at the pictures of like Nichols, Miss Kelly, and Baldwin, Miss Kelly is
Clearly,
obviously fucking mentally handicapped.
Yeah.
In
Let me
like
see.
center picture right there.
Yeah.
He looks dumb as fuck. Like and not to be offensive, but like
He looks like, here's the thing. He looks like a good hang. He likes to do redneck shit, and that's fine. Like,
he looks like a dumb guy you know at a bar.
Yeah. You need that guy that's like, hey man,
that's probably really nice, but Jesus.
Yeah.
Let's go ride 4-wheelers and buck shots off into the woods.
Not only that, hey, you're gonna ride this 4-wheeler off this fucking jump that we just made 30 seconds ago. And I want you to say woohoo when you do it. And he's like, all right.
With a non-reinforced piece of plywood. Yeah, that is the guy.
That's the guy. And then when he does it 7 times, you're like, fuck yeah, man, you're so cool. And that's the only affirmations he gets. Right?
It's
I
fucking
quit.
Pretty tragic shit.
It's tragic. The West Memphis Three.
But I mean, fucking,
wait, they're freed.
They are free. Well, yeah, but
they are
free under
free.
the Alfred law.
Yeah,
they never found the person.
Yeah, here's another call.
They never found the
reopen
person.
that fucking case, dude.
So that's what double jeopardy is.
No, yeah, fuck that.
You can
That's what I'm saying.
reopen that if you had another suspect. So one of the kid's stepfathers, a lot of fucking people think that he was responsible. I want to say the hair and the shoelaces ended up being him, but it wasn't enough to bring a case against him because those kids were their best friends, so they were in each other's houses.
Right.
It was the hair that was in one of the other kid's shoelaces, not his stepson's shoelaces. So they were like, well, why is his hair in this child?
Right.
But if that kid's running around in your house,
yeah, 100%.
then that's really not difficult to, imagine that happening. But there were some shifting stories and stuff from that guy. But I mean, Mr. Bojangles, who the fuck knows where that guy is?
Mr. Bojangles,
Mr. Ice
was
Cream
a
Man,
real guy.
Mr. Ice Cream Man. Who the fuck knows where that guy went?
I don't know. I think it would be good.
I bet you.
And that guy took a polygraph. Mr. Ice Cream Man took a polygraph, and they determined that there was some deception whenever they asked him if he had something to do with the crime.
The second guy? The second
ice cream guy.
No. The second guy that actually knew what the fuck he was talking about with the polygraphs?
I don't know specifically who it was.
I would call to fucking clear the Three's name and reopen that fucking case. That's ridiculous. But you know what? There's the thing that fucking frustrates me more than anything.
Resources,
because okay, so the rules can be bent in any fucking way that is necessary to like
persecute
to persecute, right? Like, and then you get them on this weird fucking we'll let you go, but you have to do this or we'll kill your friend, like that shit. But then now that the book's like closed, they'd be like, oh, we can't open it. It's done. It's fucking done. Like, it's not.
No, I think they could still open it. They could still open it. The thing is, right now, what would that
where's
cost?
Eddie Vedder, huh?
What would that cost
Eddie
in
Vedder's
resources?
not there.
What would that cost in resources? And who are they looking at?
Somebody, a person.
I'll also say this. I know how this podcast works. The Alfred Law.
Alfred plea, yeah.
Can we do one on the Alfred plea?
Sure.
Do what, like an episode?
Yeah, I don't know what the Alfred plea is.
All right, cool. We'll check it out. Also, there was some panic about Dungeons and Dragons and Iron Maiden. Good night, everyone.
Well, yeah, it was just anything really that could be considered weird and sort of subculture. It was, we all dealt with it. It was, when I was in high school, it was the kids that fucking shopped at Hot Topic. It was Dungeons and Dragons. Even by the time I was like in high school, Dungeons and Dragons wasn't even that bad. But like in the 80s,
dorky,
yeah, in the 80s, oh my god,
And like Hot Topic was only a thing, really like a sub-genre sort of thing until people figured out that it was owned by Gap.
Oh my god, was it really?
Yeah,
my daughter shops at Hot Topic.
Yeah,
Hot Topic is owned by Gap.
Cool,
stupid.
I got some cool Gap stuff too.
But yeah, it was just there's always been. I mean, I'm sure that when you guys were in fucking middle school and high school, there was like the fucking
there were triple homicides all the time.
Oh yeah, you're from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
There were the kids that were outliers, And, you know, when something happens in a community, that's always who's fucking zeroed in on immediately. Oh, those kids play Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, that kid likes to read about Wicca. You know, like it
Wicca,
just...
all right, against my better instinct, when he said, like, yeah, he was like reading about Wicca, the first thing I thought was, and
Not Satan.
not in an offensive way, was
Bastards.
gay. Because
Well,
no,
I
I mean,
remember-
like Wicca is very about like feminine energy,
Yeah,
and fucking like
Earth and-
earth connection
yeah.
and shit.
I
The
remember there
power
was
of
a,
equivalent exchange.
He
and
talks
fucking threefold returns.
on the stand. Damian Eccles talks on the stand about the prosecution questioned him, and he talked about what Wicca, you know, that you believe in this fucking life force and this goddess and the, you know, all this stuff. And it's like, I'm listening to it knowing the difference between Satanism and fucking Wicca,
Yeah.
and going, yeah, it's like the least harmless fucking shit ever. But I'm also watching all these fucking hicks from the 90s listening to this
Sounds like
and
devil
going,
talk to me.
exactly.
Wicca. That ain't English.
Anything that ain't God, baby. If it
Yeah.
ain't God, you got to you're a fucking murderer.
Repent.
You are a fucking murderer.
Yeah.
So what's crazy is one of the dads of one of the children that was killed. I watched some, you know, interview stuff, and you know, before and after the trial, and this guy looks like an absolute fucking gomer. And you know, he's on fucking camera being like, oh, they believe in the devil, they should go and meet him, you know, blah blah, you know, before they, like, during the
Right.
trial and everything. He incredibly outspoken about how they're innocent.
Yeah.
Like, once the fucking, because a lot of times with people like that, you know, he's probably super blue collar, not
Right.
highly educated, doesn't understand the implications of DNA evidence and stuff like that. And so in his mind, a lot of those people's minds, it's like, nope, the court said they're guilty. They're guilty. I
Yeah.
feel they were fucking weird kids.
In my life,
And he was like, they're like fucking. There's an
But
interview with him,
also
like,
in a way super
screaming
logical.
screaming it from the fucking mountaintops, like they're innocent, they're innocent. And they were like, who do you think did it? And he's like, Wayne Hobbs, which is the fucking stepdad of the
Yeah.
other kid.
like in my whole
I think
life,
it was
I
Wayne
will
Hobbs.
I'll never accept like the excuse of like, well, they're just rural. It's just like who they are. I mean, people are smart. Fucking, if you present evidence,
People figure it
are
out.
That's
fucking
true.
smarter
That's
than
true.
that
People
shit.
will figure it out.
You
But
know?
I-
it's just ingrained prejudice and
Right.
hatred and shit. Like,
But if you have a baseline understanding of, you know, certain things, it makes it a lot easier to understand these things if you don't have to go back and explain, you know, fucking basic human biology all the way up to, okay, so this is how DNA evidence works.
Woof.
Yeah.
let's end this piece of shit.
Has it been a piece of shit? I mean,
No, it's a good
I
episode.
think it's a
just
great
fucking-
episode.
What a
I've been
bummer
here.
ass topic.
We haven't done a real. We have been real loosey goosey on the fun stuff
You
lately.
fucking sleepered me.
Yeah,
and you
I
know it.
thought I was coming into
Talk about
fun.
Iron Maiden.
You know
I
what's
thought I
funny?
was coming into.
I thought we didn't
to
mention
delete
fucking Ronnie
everything.
James Dio one time. You know my cat's
just
name
did.
is Dio. I'm a huge Dio fan.
I didn't want any rainbows in this
God
darkness.
damn it.
Just to kind of tie it up, you
We're gonna do
referenced Rob Halford in the beginning.
Yes, from Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we all said gay.
Gay.
Right.
Uh-huh.
He loves that.
Yeah, that used to be one of my dad's favorites.
Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden. And then he found out that Rob Halford was.
No. That's
Is he actually gay?
That's Judas
Rob
Priest.
Halford?
Hold on, Judas Priest.
Oh, I thought
Judas
it was Iron
Priest.
Maiden. My bad.
Judas Priest. And when my dad found out
Oh,
that
so
he
I
was
fucked up the opening. God damn it.
when my dad when my
Dwight's
dad
gonna
found
be
out
so mad at me.
when my dad found out he was gay, he goes, boom, puts the new light on Hellbent for Leather, which is the name of one of their fucking
Right.
songs.
Wow.
Well, I
So wait,
blew it.
Rod Halford is not in Iron Maiden?
No, he's in
He's in
Judas
fucking
Priest.
Judas Priest.
Oh,
My bad.
Whoops.
Whoopsie daisy. All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Hey, hold on.
Hey, at least
I
we
know-
figured out our mistake during the episode and not listening back and going, why the fuck did I say that? I'm going to do a correction later.
No, it's okay. You don't have to do any corrections. We did it at the end.
Yeah, well, in this one.
Yeah.
I already
You
know,
just need to be
Dwight. You
back
don't
for
have to
all of
fucking
them.
text me about it, okay?
There's a lot of times like going back and I'll be like talking about the Revolutionary War and then I'll be like Civil War and then like not even notice it. And then I listen back afterward and I'm like, God damn it.
we don't need no Civil
As
War.
a longtime listener, first time guest,
Uh,
there's a many times that I'm screaming at my stereo.
you stupid fuck.
Hey, it's this.
All right, I am going to say let's put on the fucking board Satanic Panic 2 and talk about some of the fun stuff
Okay.
later
Please?
this year.
Okay, we could do a fun. Maybe we'll do that as our monthly mini this.
Yeah, that
this
sounds
month.
good. Yeah, that sounds good.
That could be fun.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that being said, thank you guys. And if you like this episode, best way you can tell us is get on whatever you're listening to, whatever streaming platform. Give us a review.
See how
leave us a
efficient
rating.
this is? Fucking Drew is writing it down on the board as we speak.
Writing, yeah,
everyone.
he's literally writing it on our whiteboard.
Can I also say something about the Spotify comments?
Yeah.
Somebody get into a fight with me on Spotify.
Yo.
Please. Please. I want to get into a fucking argument.
I'm there just to
on Spotify
respond
comments.
to people's. I respond to everybody, man. I respond.
He
to
does.
everybody's
I
Spotify comments.
once sent an email and he goes,
I did, and then I didn't put any of his suggestions on the board. Although there were some that I liked.
There was one. In fact, you did it with the bananas.
The bananas. How do you say it that way?
I don't know.
All right. If you guys like the show, like I said, rate, review, leave us a comment on Spotify. If that's not enough for you, Patreon. If you want to give us any show suggestions, anything you can think of that you want us to cover, deleteeverythingpodcast@gmail.com. And all the other things. YouTube, look for this 1 year anniversary we're doing in September 9th.
Let's
is gonna be the date
go!
on that. So till next week. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
I eat my ass.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget to check out my band.
Oh shit! Fuck. Jake is the singer for a local North Florida metal band,
North
which
Florida.
is the reason we had him on for Satanic Panic and
Yeah.
didn't talk about metal at all.
It's all good. I was expecting something different, but it's all good.
They do metal music.
We do not.
It's you just bang on anything metal, pots, pans, iron rods.
That's what it
Banging on
sounds
a
like.
trash can, drumming on a
That's what it
street light.
sounds like a lot
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah.
Check us out. Instagram, cut_off_STA. Thanks.
cut_off_STA, which stands for St. Augustine. Bye.
Let's go.
Welcome back, kids, to the Dental Ring. A vagina on a beaver?